Let's go. Hey, you know Egghunt, right? Egghunt the 8th. He's going the distance. Egghunt the 7th had a good run. Egghunt the 8th is gonna have a even better run. I can feel it. I can feel it. Blessed with the early two-hand slash, two-hand sword, rusty, you know, the good shit. It's not the halberd, all right. I'm still looking for a halberd, but it's a start. It's getting my skill up. I know, conscript X, I know. It was a little disheartening, but also invigorating, inspiring. The kind of stuff that makes Egghunt stronger for future generations. You know what I mean? Not like literally like stats wise, but like just mental fortitude. You know what I mean? Like I'm built for this. I'm built for this. Egghunt the 8th, he's doing it. Right now I'm kind of in that like just got dodge, right? Just left Kaladin with my hat. You know what I mean? It's almost crossroads o'clock, you know? I'm thinking every night we hit the bandits, right? One of them's higher level than the other, it seems. Past 2 pops. The one that's higher level has been slightly too hard, but now that it'll be an even con, I think I can do it. I've only just begun conscript. That's the crazy part. That's the crazy part. Like I really kind of enjoy this, regardless of the outcome. Captain Longwhistle, shout out to Captain Longwhistle. He said that it's like bordering on the definition of insanity. And I honestly, maybe he didn't use those words because he might. I would say we're there. We're already there. You know what I mean? Like I am expecting different results. Um, I'm here in Butcher Block Mountains doing the same leveling path I just did, but I'm expecting different results because here's the thing. I've been uh I've been playing pretty good, I think. You know, I'm making okay decisions. It's just a matter of, you know, I gotta I gotta get lucky with the root procs not landing, and I'll be fine. That's it. That's it. That's all I gotta do. I think my decision making's been pretty sound though. You see this guy's been putting in work, or he's sitting AFK. Egg Hunter. Um, I've seen that name. Seen that name on a lot lately. What a coincidence. Egg hunters should go after everybody with egg in the name. I've seen quite a few egg names, honestly. Like, besides Egg Hunt, there's Eggs with a Z, that chanter that I sometimes bounce out at Chardock on Timdim, you know? And then there's, who's the other one? I've seen another egg name historically. So I did Egg Hunt because we were doing an Easter special, right? Just a little Easter special. You may notice it is currently not Easter, but yeah, here we are. It's because I'm hooked. All right, straight up. This hardcore lifestyle is taking a hold, and I have no choice at this point. I just got to go for it. I got to do it. What can we? You know, it is what it is. Everybody's doing great this fine morning. It's early. 6 o'clock a.m. in the morning, East Coast. So if you are in a different time zone, maybe it makes more sense, or maybe it makes even less sense, you know. But I'm not here to judge your sleeping habits and night shift. I used to work night shift, honestly, but I've been day shift for a long time now, and I just get up early. I set my alarm super duper early so I can get up and ready for a little stream. I've been doing them Monday mornings. I've been doing them Thursday mornings. Call them Rise and Grind, right? Right here. But I'm gonna let you know on a little secret. I've been putting in some overtime, as far as sometimes in the evening, and even recently before work in the morning. Yes, that was the last adventure of Egghunt the 7th. He was a good dwarf. We'll remember him fondly. But before the sun was even risen, he was getting jumped again, you know? It's these relentless, bloodthirsty gnomes. I don't know what to tell you. It's almost like they're seeking revenge for past arm touches received. I don't know. I don't know. I really have no idea. I don't know if I want to read a novel about it either. You know me and reading. I'll skim. Nah, I'm kidding. I know how to read. I swear. I swear I know how to read. Don't believe the rumors. What were we talking about? What were we talking about? Oh yeah, Egghunt the Seventh. The final adventure of Egghunt the Seventh was yesterday's PvP clip of the day. We're off to a good start. An auspicious sign. All right, so there's the links. All right, if you didn't know, well, yeah, now you know. Run that monkey. What's going on? Good morning. Rise and grind. Let's get started here. Egghunt the Eighth is going the distance. I'm waiting for nightfall because there's some dwarven bandits I want to see. But meanwhile, maybe we get really super duper lucky to find a rusty halberd on one of these skeleton repops. I don't think I've ever seen a goblin with one. I feel like it's always the decaying skelly. Dude, 7 got jumped by that same magician that I killed. Isn't that unimmersive and kind of lame? You know? Not real. I don't have to like it. I don't have to like it, but I do, you know, respect its hustle. I don't have to like it. You started the day with a tooth extraction reflex. That was me 2 weeks ago, or a week and a half ago. About. I did it on a Monday morning. I did a I Love Monday stream, and then I went and did it, and honestly, it went fine. How did yours go? It was my first time ever. I had to get 2 wisdom teeth pulled that I, you know, should have been pulled at a younger age probably, but I, you know, don't always work out the way you want it to, right? Went fine for you, yeah. I feel like they're really good at that these days. I was a little nervous going in, didn't know what to expect. Not fun for you, run that monkey. Yeah, it's yeah, if you just had it done, definitely. I honestly, mine was still bleeding for longer than it should have. But I just, you know, changed the gauze and it eventually stopped. It stopped by the time I woke up the next day. So I'm going toe to toe with this chick a little bit. I'm hoping to get my defense skill up here and there. I really didn't get the my volume. What the heck? Okay. Sorry, I don't know. Did you hear the game volume? Or was that like muted? Now we definitely have game volume. I couldn't hear the game volume like turned off on me. I had the loading screen music for sure, but at some point in between, I don't know. My computer likes to try to change the default output for the sound to a device that doesn't have speakers or something. I mean, maybe it does, but I'm using it as a microphone. I don't know why it would want to output the sound out my microphone when I'm using it as a microphone. Doesn't it, you know what I mean? Like, make it make sense. Especially when I only use one sound output device, my speakers. It's just weird. I'd rather crash out about Norathian occurrences than PC. So yeah, I'm not crashing out about it though. If you want to see what happened to Egghunt the Seventh, you can check a lot of his highlights and lowlights on the vertical video feed of your choice, right? At Chewy What a Wookie. I put the links in the chat. See them. Also, you can see them in the Discord. You know, I know some people don't even check them out actually in whatever platform. They'll load it up just in the little Discord preview window. And that seems to work for people. The path of least resistance. I get it. I get it. But if you do happen to use one of those platforms, you know, Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, definitely follow there, please. I've been let you in on a little secret. I've been going live on Egghunt as much as I can. Anytime I got a minute, I've been sneaking it in. But you know me, I like to keep the Twitch schedule so strictly like regimented and clockwork. You know what I mean? Like I'm here at 6 a.m. You know this. I'm streaming till 8. You know this. But you know,
no pizza experience. He's never been in the pizza category.
listen, Egghunt the Eighth is he's learning. He's learning. Maybe he can't cut a slice. You know, he cuts them too evenly. He doesn't have that proper chaotic, not quite even chop yet. All right, but he can put them into the oven, no problem. He's taken out a couple semi-successfully. All right, he has some pizza experience. Check his hands are sooty. More of a calzone fella. I know. Ever since what was that show, Parks and Rec, it might be a little fun to dog on calzones, but listen, I'm gonna have to agree with whatever his name was. Calzones are pretty good. All right. All right. What time is it? Is it bandit time? 7 p.m. I think by the time we get there, it'll be just about bandit time. You know the bandits I want the dwarven bandits. I don't want no surprise other bandits right now. You know, I need a nice quiet leveling experience farm this morning. Back to 6. Listen, I got the two-hand slash skill pretty dang capped up. You know, we're doing great. We're doing great. Defense skill, not so much. I did not stand there tank. Actually, you know what? Not that bad. Not that bad. I'm only like 2 levels behind on defense. I tried to stand there tanking level 1s as a level 4. You know, I know the play. I know the play. I just got so bored. I even just like let them chase me while I was killing other stuff, and it's just like, eh. You know, they get my HP low. My defense still hasn't gone up. I know I have to do it again. And I fall off on it. And now my armor class score pays the price. You know, I'm double digits over here. Don't mess with me. Anyway, 8 p.m. is nightfall, right? Is that what we're waiting for here? Not exactly sure where the bandit spawns, but I do know. I kind of know their behavior now. They're wacky ones. Sneaky. Anyway, Logan saw the clip. He knows the deal. He knows the lore. He might have even read that novel. I don't have time for all that. I'll read the cliff notes. Let me know, you know? I see the name, but I'm assuming it's just some level 1. There's a ton of level 1s. Yeah. I think they're just trying to have a funny, level 1 funny, because they don't want to put in the work. They're not gonna live up to that name. Come on. I'm right here. I'm eating junk and watching rubbish. Somebody better come stop me. No, I haven't seen them. Run that monkey. I know, especially if you watch the one right before that too, right? And it's like, it is what it is. It is what it is. Dwarven Bandit. Dark blue. Where you at? Where you at? I can get the target. There he is. There he is. Let's get him. Yeah, it's a little unimmersive, and I even held a poll. You know what I mean? Just to make sure everybody was on the same page, right? Honestly, I'm happy with the result. If people wanted me to keep Egghunt the 7th going, I was always gonna have to like bring up that little asterisk of be like, well, to be fair, I'm kind of a bandaged up egg. We did manage to put Humpty Dumpty, and honestly, I'm glad. I like to keep the simple definition over here, right? Hardcore, no matter what, whether I like it or not, you know, whether I think it's immersive or not, you know what I mean. That's the one thing I was always going for, like the authentic struggle quest, what felt good to me, and that was like almost like seeing that weapon on the vendor. You know what I mean? Where it's like, ugh, I don't think this feels good to me. But except it was like a death, so it's like, well, what if the sun's in my eyes? Do I think that feels good either? Like, nah, I gotta, you know, honor the time honored tradition. EverQuest the 7 gone. EverQuest the 8th here to stay. Let's freaking go. Ooh, this one's dark blue too. Okay, so there's definitely a level range to both pops. I was like trying to come up with some sort of little pattern for these things, but no, they seem to be like random. So I was gonna say, like, one of them was always lower and one of them was always higher, but I only dinged once, and the one that had been yellow 2 nights in a row, or 2 pops in a row, is now dark blue. Then maybe it would be white, maybe it'd still be yellow, but either way, like, that's a level range confirmed. I know there's a wiki. There's a whole wiki that would take the guesswork out of this, probably, assuming it's correct. But you know what I'm getting at here. Now, why can't you put daggers in the range? I always thought you could. All right, that was a really nice little couple pops there. Finish up that bubble. I know, constant. Everyone's saying that. I didn't want to make everyone feel bad by I don't want to say encouraging that behavior. You know, the only thing that's sad about it is that I already killed that guy. That's my only gripe. You know what I mean? Like the mage pet cheesing. You know, that's fine. That's like honestly, that's fine. Cause I do cheesy shit too. Oh, that part's fine. Honestly, that part's fine. The only part that I was like, oh, come on, is because I already killed him. You know? In the Egghunt world, you're a ghost to me. Except no. I guess it counts. It's a little cheesy. It's a little cheesy. That would tilt you off the face of the earth. Yeah, I'm built for this. Don't worry about it. They wanna. That's what they want to do, but they don't have it in them. Honestly, I have this crazy outlook on the Egghunt adventure right now. You know what I mean? Captain Longwhistle said it might be insanity. He might be right. Because I do expect different results. I'm doing the same thing, but this time's going to be different. I know it. I feel it. Yeah, I know. The gear wasn't too bad. Smoldering brand, some sort of robe. I seen it. I seen it when I looted his corpse. That's the only thing. I resisted a couple routes in both those other clips. You know what I mean? I wasn't so lucky in the one from yesterday morning, right? The clip was from yesterday night, but the event was from yesterday morning. Then I went to work. I had to go to work. So while I was at work, we had that little poll. Because I wanted to know what everyone thought. I held the poll for a little while. I didn't hold it for the full 8 hours I was originally planning. Just because I wanted to get back to the adventure, and to me the adventure begins in Caledon. You know what I mean? I gotta be birthed like my father before me. A fine bearded mother. What we get here? Hey, somebody joined the Discord this morning. Hey, welcome in. Let me get you to champion status. There you go. Welcome in. Hey, the Discord's the place to be. If you didn't know, now you know. Let's see. So yeah, EQ PvP clips every day. Win, lose, or draw. You know I'm posting them. You know I'm eager to get some fresh content out there. So as you run that monkey, yes. Welcome in. So I was fighting one of these, an Emerald Drake. So it's not like I was that far in. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it takes a little while to grind up to double digits when you're doing the StruggleQuest thing. But honestly, in the scheme of things, it's still, we're just getting started. You know? I haven't really gotten an egg hunt beyond what I would consider just getting started yet. You know what I mean? Like, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. It'll get there. We'll get there. This is... Yeah. Honestly, I kind of want to try them. Maybe if my defense skill was a little higher. You know, my defense skill's really lacking right now. But, I need like 2 more pieces of scarab gear. And then I need full tattered, which is like a platinum worth of stuff for the tattered. I'll be right back to full build armor-wise. And by full, I mean like the highest I've gotten on egg hunt run. So we're almost there. We're getting there. I got 1 piece of scarab. I got no tattered yet, but that stuff's cheap. Very cheap. And the only thing is I had a decent weapon last run. That was my first time getting that, but honestly, I think that might have been the fatal mistake, because if you go back and you watch that clip and you go back, you watch all the clips, it's like I'm missing something. What I'm missing is the possibility of breaking that route. I have no chance, right? I have to sit there and wait, looking a little for lack of a better word, looking a little dumb. You know what I mean? I just have to sit there looking dumb until root breaks or doesn't, right? What if I had a pumice? Now, I could have afforded probably 2 pumices by that point. But instead, I chose to buy the halberd. And I like that halberd. But in hindsight, the halberd made me a little stronger. A pumice would give me an option. Maybe it wouldn't have done anything, you know, because as a warrior with 0 channeling, as you know, it's very hard to channel a spell with 0 channeling. A light breeze will interrupt you, but, you know, it's at least something to try. So I can go down swinging, if you will. Right now, the only way I can go down swinging is literally swinging the weapon, and it's like, that's not breaking my root. So you know what I'm saying. We know what strategy will be implemented. Maybe it's time to build accordingly, right? I would say a pumice. I would say it's a 17 plat investment. Basically as early as possible. I think I still go for the bow and a couple stacks of arrows before that. That'll set me back 5 platish. But that is an important skill to start working on. I'm just thinking out loud here. I love to plan ahead. Conscript X tied too. No. What did you in? It's almost like this game was meant to have its own penalty for dying. You lose XP, you gotta get your corpse. The delete button on the character select screen. What did you end up building? What was Conscript X? Were you you said something about Ice Comet, right? Were you a wizard? That was my guess. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't run through all the trouble of making hotkeys that count everything, right? I got a count troll button and a count gnome button. There's 2 gnomes and 2 trolls. Made a wizard? Hell yeah. Why did I do this? Oh my god, it's Egghunt 5 all over again. I'm just attacking giant scarabs. You saw me? You saw me immediately regret that decision. Swing the weapon, screaming, why? At least I'm level 6 now. Why did I do this? Let's see if I can kill it. Alright, probably not. I'm probably just gonna get beat up trying this thing. Oh, I should be fighting bandits. That's what I should be doing. Drag this to the guards. I'm gonna get way too beat up on this. Defense went up a point though. Hell yeah. If I could kill that, it would be huge, but I'm gonna overextend way too much trying that. I forgot the plan. The plan is bandits. Cause their HP is just so low. They can hit kind of hard, just like the scarabs. The scarabs will stun you. I'm not sure if the bandits do that. They probably do. I feel like everything could stun you if they hit you right. But those scarabs like tend to stun. I swear. Maybe this is anecdotal evidence. Not maybe. It's definitely anecdotal, but maybe there's something to it. Maybe they stun more. It's just something I've noticed in the past. You know, the past few egg hunt runs, having fought a lot of these targets, I would say scarabs are kind of tough. They're as fast as slugs. This is true. Like, if I'm going to work on my archery, they're a terrific target for that. I could bow kite a scarab for about an hour, get my skill up, and maybe pick up some scarab armor. You know, that might be a play when the sun is up. You know, I have a different plan for sundown, though. Here we are. We killed him right away. Now it's midnight. I think 4 hours in-game later is probably about a time for pop. Yeah, sure. Oh, yellow. I don't know about this one. I could just drag him straight to the guard. See what the other one's looking like. That's what I was doing at level 5, right? I was dragging the yellow bandit to the guard. I tried him. He was crunching me up. An even con. Let's see how this one goes. Where are you at? I'm like, yes, I know their habits. They're tricky. They're sneaky. Dodge 7. Let's go. All right. Let's see here. I like this. This player's been making potions. Now they're making backpacks. They're really getting into the economy. We need this. The server needs this. We need people making bearskin potion bags. We need people making undead potions. You know, Sal potions. This is good. This is good for red. I feel like red's it's feeling lively lately. There we go. Two-hand slash. I think it's at the cap. I think that's cap. When this thing turns and runs, I'm going to put on my two-hand blunt. I say when because I know it's gonna. Unlike the scarabs don't turn and run. You got to fight them a whole extra like 20% or whatever. He didn't turn and run. I'm face tanking him. Look at me not knowing shit about their behavior actually. There we go. He turned and ran. Probably because I'm same level. But the scarabs, they don't run at all. Even cons turn at 14%. Cool. Blues seem to turn at like what, like 19, 20, somewhere right around that range. Or below. Like greens seem to also. If they run. Some stuff doesn't run. And that's the fun part about Guck, right? Like, some stuff runs, some stuff doesn't run. Like, some stuff frocks and some stuff doesn't frock. And that's what I'm blaming that Ruby death on. You remember that? Anybody watching that Ruby stream? It was going so good. I was streaming for 7 hours. Charming lower Guck with not a single death. And then I invis undead the wrong target and trained myself the whole freaking basement because nothing frocked. I'm just running through without a care in the world, without knowing that everything's chasing me. You know what I mean? If I saw a frog on the first frog, I could, or even the first like 5 frogs, I could have turned that around. But it was like 18 frogs, and then finally one frocked. The 18th frog frocked, and then I was like, ugh. Honestly, I thought it was another player in the zone that aggroed something because that's how confident I was that I had no aggro. It was crazy. I don't know what's up with lower Guck and its unfrocking frogs. Back in my day, frogs frocked every time, I tell you what. You know? Frogs were frogs. And trolls were trolls. You had to be there, I guess. Alright, yellow scarab. Blue chickie. I feel like this is kind of a dangerous crossing here, because it's nighttime, I can't see the goblins. All I gotta do is run across. Back to the safety of, you know, an area. Yeah, we're just getting started here. Anybody, catch an Egghunt special on YouTube or TikTok? How'd you enjoy it? Did I have the mic and cam on, or was it one of my, silent moves? I've been, I promised full transparency on Egghunt, so I always post the link in the Discord. I always post the link on Facebook. And I guess YouTube or TikTok should hopefully notify you if you're, into that sort of thing. I don't know. I don't assume they do. That's why I also post the link in Discord. You know, someone who caught the Egghunt stream. Yeah. So I was giving him the benefit of the doubt, honestly, until I seen that he posted something in the Discord, which for some reason I didn't get a notification about. So I didn't even see that it was posted until like a half hour after it was posted. I'm like, oh, okay. But it's like, all right, now I know you were watching, you know? Like, I was just gonna assume that you saw me on the Who All and just so happened to, you know? But it's like, oh, okay. You know the schedule. You got your alarm clock set. We got it. We got it. I seen some in-range characters moving around in the Who All and in my zone last night, so you know what I mean. We might We might catch a little action this morning. It's still really early. You know what I mean? The schedule is consistent. So for that, you know, I do make it easy. If somebody wanted to use the window to Norath that I'm giving for evil, yes, it's possible. You can. Here it is. Here's Norath here in our world now. RIP 7. You know what I mean? This is why when I ding, I do the dance. I do the cheer. I wave. But I point at the haters and give them that. You know what I mean? Maybe I've stopped doing that for too long. Maybe I got to bring that back. You know? No twinking. Delete on death. So I'm back to scraps over here. But look, my first quest drop. We're doing good. We're doing good. We got a quest piece over here. Completing the set. You could say we're completing Exodia. This is like the hardcore dwarf warrior Exodia. You get the scarab helm, you get the scarab BP, you get the scarab boots. Oh, you're looking fly as hell. You're feeling fly as hell. And when you tumble, everybody knows. Everybody knows what the deal is. Rafgar, this is Egghunt the 8th. You want to check out some of the lore? I'm going to pop a little link for you here. Check this out. I do EQ PvP clips every day, but the past few days, there have been a couple highlights, you know? Egghunt's been getting a lot of screen time. He's the talk of the town. I've been going live on TikTok. I've been going live on YouTube. Like all the time, as much as I can. Like sneaking in an hour in the afternoon if I can, or in the evening if I can, or even doing a little rise and grind session just like Mondays and Thursdays here. Benny Two Thumbs, I love this. I'm pinning that. I'm pinning that. Thank you. I'm not effing around this time. Exactly. It's been going great. Rafgar, lately it's been players. I made a couple oopsie doodles. Yes, Chilogan's got the most succinct answer for you. Yes and yes. a little column A, a little column B. But I'd like to think I've been making pretty smart decisions, but I think I can improve my plan, right? A little bit, a little bit. I think instead of rushing the halberd, we rush the pumice. Rafgar, of course, of course. It is what it is. You know what I mean? You can't have Red99 content without Red99 players involved. You know what I mean? That's just, it is what it is. I've been making Red99 content for about 4 years now, believe it or not. Right? Are we maybe 3 years, 3.5 years, something like that. Yeah. So I know what it is, and they are scared of my Shadow Knights, right? Like I could play a Shadow Knight stream for, I could probably go live for 24 hours, checking zones and not find another player because they're doing the like reverse stream snipe, right? They're watching where I am to stay away from the whole area, right? They're scared. Egghunt, they know it's finally their time to shine, right? Finally, wait for me to get low HP on a Drake. Come in. We've seen it. We've seen it time and time again. It's bordering on getting old, but not for me, honestly. I'm just afraid that the viewers might get frustrated. You know what I mean? That's my only concern. So I'm doing my best for you guys to come up with a better plan, right? My better plan. Pumice. I'm rushing the pumice. Okay. Bow, arrows, pumice. I already bought bandages. I mean, obviously, I'm gonna have to restock those at some point. but you know what I mean. Like I'm trying to prioritize my platinum purchases. Obviously, I would make do with any scarab stuff. The price on that is worth it. It adds up. It adds up, especially the BP, right? The BP is a decent amount of plat. Like 2, you know, it's not that much. I say decent amount in a StruggleQuest lens. You know what I mean? Everything I'm saying, you gotta keep in mind. I've been playing Egghunt for weeks, so when I say something costs a lot of plat, I mean something costs like 15 plus plat. If I say something costs a decent amount of plat, I mean it costs like 2 or more. You know what I mean? Like it's a different scale. It's a different scale. If I wasn't playing Egghunt, I would have very different definitions of those terms. You know, a lot of plat would probably be like, I'd say probably 15 to 20k plus would be a lot of plat, right? Anything less than that, I'd say is like a decent amount of plat. But StruggleQuest, it'll change, man. Conscript X. I mean, maybe, but I'm built different. Listen, Egghunt the 8th. I'm not effing around this time. Yeah. Yep. Benny Two Thumbs. Some people make a single button key to turn on and off in one keystroke, but I like to turn it on and off myself just because I am a creature of habit, and that's the way I've done it forever. But yeah, it's this is a PvP tactic for sure. I'm using it on PvEs. Fight at your own pace instead of the mob's pace. Exactly. I learned how to do this a long time ago. I would do it with a weighted axe once I got a weighted axe in, you know, when Kunark came out. And it was probably actually a while after Kunark had been out before I finally got a weighted axe. But you know what I mean? It was a happy day because it's like the perfect weapon to do this with. In Classic on Red99, 2010 or whatever, I was using Gator Smash Maul to do it. We'd call it Gator Wrestling, right? Because people would always be like, what's Chewy doing? Gator Wrestling. Because I'd be smacking and running with the GSM. But anyway, it's funny, like that's a good weapon in Classic. It's a crazy good weapon in Classic. You look at it in any other era and you're like, why would anybody ever equip this? You had to be there. You had to be there. It was it's good. Shout out to Clint. Clint gave me a GSM. Or maybe wait, no. It was Mike Wazowski. Clint gave me the GSM on the beta. Mike Wazowski gave me the GSM on the real server. Those are high level quests. I mean, like level 30 something quests. Like it was way out of my reach for the first, I would say several months of the server. I was in no rush to level. I was having so much fun. Once I hit level 20, that was a wrap. I like didn't need more levels for the longest time. It wasn't until I ran into Samwise, who pops in the chat every now and then. Good to see him. When I say ran into Samwise, and I'm talking about him fondly, you'd think that we were like friends or guildies, and you know, we started duoing and leveling up together. No. It's like the opposite. He was leading a guild, I was leading a guild, and we butted heads in Blackborough, and one thing led to another. I ended up leveling up. It was some escalation shit because he was red to me. I almost killed him. He made some post about it, and I was like, I said something like, "You're lucky you were redcon," and then they were like roasting me for that, and so I just leveled up, and they were not roasting me for that no more because it was all on war for a while, right? It lasted from from till Brotherhood merged with Force. It extended from the entire Brotherhood life cycle, the entire Force life cycle. And speaking of Force, Brob was in the chat the other day. All these all these legends from early Red99 days are um popping in. I love to see it. And it was nice to have a chat with Brob. Me and Brob have literally never chatted because every time I interacted with Rob, it was the imposter. What did he say his name was? I forget the name. I forget the AKA of his imposter. It's something familiar sounding. But yeah, he came over. Good old Rob. He came over from Meridian, right? Meridian 59 with Sector and stuff, right? And they had a guild named Meridian 59. And oh yeah, Brob was even reminiscing about this. So this is a confirmed story. I'm not just telling tales. I used to dunk on him and his crew so bad in Guck when they first came over. They didn't know what was happening. It was wild. So then I would go to the forums, of course, because it was peak forum quest years, and I would make threads about you know, what happened when I went like 1v6 and got like 5 kills or whatever was going on. I posted it in a thread called "What About Brob," and it was the movie poster of "What About Bob," but I had chopped it up MS Paint style to have Chewie What a Wookiee's head and Brob's head on the poster, and also changed the credits a little, and changed the spelling of Bob to Brob. You get it. You know what I was doing. It's forum quest, and it had all the kill shots because this was, believe it or not, a time before yellow text, right? Yellow text was added years into the server. Or maybe not years, but way, way into the server. Before that, if you wanted to, let everybody know what happened, you had to take a screenshot and post it. And that's what we did. It was forum quest. So that was like my collection of Brob screenshots. Was the "What About Brob" movie poster. Anyway, Rob hops in the forums to reply to this, and he's talking mad shit, like crazy. He's talking crazy, and he's drawing like these MS Paint scribbles of his dark. It was a dark elf, right? I do believe he was a dark elf then. Maybe he was a high elf. I don't think he was a gnome on Red99 on that name. I think it was dark elf, if I remember correct. Whatever it was. This is lost media, and I wish I could find this, but the imposter, Brob, would draw these MS Paints as Brob, and it would be like Brob holding down my Shadow Knight Chewie, and then like making him drink the swamp water, he called it. It was pretty graphic. He'd post some pretty graphic and unhinged MS Paint stuff, and I thought it was the real Brob. So then in game, I would come after him and be like, yeah, how you like that swamp water or whatever, you know what I mean? And apparently it wasn't him. He wasn't even on the forums. He was just like minding his own business. On Drugbox, you find him as 6 Gnome Magicians. Yeah, I think he developed that strat after Red99. I do believe. But we're also talking about a decade and a half ago. My memory is a little fuzzy. I wish I could find some of this lost media I talk about. You know what I mean? Like photo buckets got us all held for ransom, basically. Want your shit, you gotta pay for that shit. But yeah, that's the Brob story. So me and him had a good laugh about that a couple weeks ago. Honestly, it was nice to talk to the real Brob for a change. What's going on, Schmo Knight? I ran into him on what was that one with the no bards? What was the no bard drug box a couple years ago? I can't remember the name. I fought at least somebody with that name over at Mana Stone. It was you know how it goes. You know how EQ PvP goes. It's all about preparation. It's all about who jumps who. And I had to. It wasn't easy. I had to put in some work to catch him with his pants down enough that I could actually get the kill, because he was playing an ogre warrior. Um, I do believe he had 6 mages also, but the one that was actually named Rob was an ogre warrior, I do believe, and he was trying to keep him safe. You know what I mean? Push people out with the 6 mages, and then farm on the ogre. This is what I remember. Maybe it was the imposter. Who knows? But I did get him. I loaded it on TikTok. Like I said, I've been posting EQ PvP content for 3+ years. I said 4 years, and now I'm second guessing it down to 3+. But I've been around. Even before that, I was on the server, but I took like a decade off. I did. I missed the whole Velius drop. I feel like I'd been there, done that for the Kunark life, right? Because it was out for so long before like Classic was out forever. Red99's had such a weird timeline. Oh, I didn't go fight the bandits a 3rd time, and I never dragged that one to the guards. Whatever. My XP is flowing. Halfway through 6. You could say we're just getting started here. Shmonite, it's good to see you. I was streaming Egghunt yesterday morning on YouTube and TikTok because it's not on the Twitch schedule, right? I respect the schedule. I keep it, the Twitch schedule is set in stone, chiseled. And that means if I'm feeling like I got a little extra time, if I feel like I can get my grind in, if I want to go live, I'm not doing it on Twitch just to respect that schedule, right? So what I do is I post it in the Discord that I'm going live with the YouTube link, and then I go live on YouTube. And I've been going live on TikTok too, just experimenting, right? Seeing the multi-stream thing, and I think we might get a couple people on the server. You know what I mean? I'm doing a good job recruiting for Red out there. If anybody's to be believed, there's a couple people that are installed. So we'll be keeping our eyes out. You know what I mean? Isn't that cool? Red99. Let's breathe some life into this old server. Just in time for them to fix BowQuest. Pretty please. I mean, if they don't fix it, I'm gonna use a rusty halberd, and I'm gonna use my bow, my store-bought bow and arrow to its fullest effect. So they don't want that. You know what I mean? You gotta nerf this egg right now. You gotta stop BowQuest. Stop it in its tracks. Otherwise, I'm gonna get some extra damage here. What do you think? Yellow Concord Flunk. Am I ready? Is he overcon or an undercon? Let's find out. That wasn't so hard of a hit. Probably not max though. 15. That's a decent little hit. I dealt him essentially 0 damage. Still. If I don't get a good couple rounds right here, we're calling it. I don't want to have to regen all that health. But let's see what his health's like. I want to hit him. Once. Oh my god, forget it, dude. Maybe like 150, I don't know. Eggs for breakfast. Hey, you can't make an omelet without cracking a couple eggs. It is what it is. Egghunt the 8th. I'm not effing around this time. Good to see you, Splendid Genesis. I gotta go refill my coffee, alright? This thing's almost empty. I'm trying to rise and grind over here. I'll be right back. Let me grab that coffee. Perfect time to get a little HP back. Hopefully nothing sneaks up and hits me and makes me stand up. I'll be right back. All right. Back. Halfway through 6. Let's do it. Let's do it. As soon as I got a little more HP. I know, I got up and refilled the coffee, hoping that I'd be back in full. But I just have such a massive HP pool over here. Forgive me. It takes a little extra time to met all that. Good thing that skunk mist isn't an AoE. Come on. I'm wearing my nice hat over here. Just trying to keep this skunk spray free. Alright, Crag Elder's red. Ew. Ew. Giant Bat's yellow. Not quite, buddy. Maybe Crag Chick. My fear is a sow speed goblin comes sprinting through. You know? I gotta go back to a safer path. Because this is definitely goblin highway right here. You know? They come cruising down. It's the Autobahn. Sometimes even the whelps get a little Spirit of Wolf on them. You ever see it? Ever see a Spirit of Wolf whelp? They're quick. I mean, not for long. You hit them and they die. I've seen them sprinting. Oh. That's always funny when that happens. Turn around and look like, hey, where'd it go? Even con Skelly, let's do it. 14 damage hit. Almost as much as Core Flunk. Oh, there's a fast goblin. You saw him? That's the kind of shit that'll, like, ruin it. Ruin it for me. I've died to sow speed goblin ads just as much as I've died to players, you know? That's like tied for #1 single cause, right? Unless you really dig into it and you want to call like pulling something too hard is like a cause, and not like individual mobs. But because pulling something too hard probably qualifies a couple of my kills or deaths. You know what I mean? Orc Legionnaire killed Egghunt Senior. Bandit and G-Fay killed Egghunt Junior. Those are both just a little too hard. You know what I mean? I pulled it and it killed me. Is that a separate, or is that the same cause, or is that different because they're different zones, different mobs? I'd say different, right? Let's go by the zones and the mobs. The one that causes the death, maybe not necessarily the kill shot itself, because I would consider, even if that Drake got the kill shot on Egghunt, which it did not, so it's irrelevant. But even if it did, I would still consider that a player that caused that death. You know, he got the yellow text, which is, you know, the goal of that player. So, you know. But I don't know. I'm just trying to categorize stuff here. That was a player caused death, and Egghunt the Fourth. They're both clean yellow text, you know. There was actually a Sow Speed Goblin in that Egghunt the Fourth, but I don't count that because it was already a foregone conclusion by the time that added in. You know what I'm talking about? I know, the dude, it's a little unimmersive, honestly. Like, I always talk about what's authentic to me, and that borders on inauthentic, but like the fact that, you know, not agreeing to that would favor me. I don't think it doesn't help the StruggleQuest mentality, right? It's supposed to be a challenge. I can't make a challenge easier. You know what I mean? That I always joke about moving the goalposts to stay winning and stuff like that, but not when it comes to the egg hunt rule set. It's more in the, Chewie is a creature of habit. This is set in stone. You know what I mean? Like, this is a dependable thing category. You know what I mean? I have different facets. I can also move goalposts and be dependable beacon of EQ morality. I could be both things. All right. So no goalpost moving in the egg hunt. But yeah, I know it's a little freaking unimmersive. It's somebody who knows what I'm over here trying to do, but whatever. It gets me back to my favorite levels that much sooner. I love the low level grind. We actually talked about this a long time ago. There's a question of the day once where I asked what was the best level. You know what I mean? What's the funnest level in EQ? And I always say level 1. You know what I mean? Level 1 going on level 2. The whole world's ahead of you. I've been living that. I've lived that life more than you know, Egg Hunts live that life more than most tunes, and it's a blessing. But right now, I'm not effing around. All right, we're gonna get some dings going on. Yeah, the dude, it's an unfortunate thing, and here's my hope. Here's my hope. If that becomes a problem, maybe a solution rises up. You know what I mean? Maybe we get some sort of like classic PK versus anti PK economy going on. You know what I mean? Where it was yesterday morning. I was live on YouTube and live on TikTok. If it's off schedule for Twitch, instead of going live surprise and messing up people's watch streaks, I go live over there. Anyway, it was a rise and grind. Announced it in my Discord. I'm gonna pop a link in the chat if you want to stay in the know on if you want to be in the egg hunt journey fully. You probably need at least 2 viewing platforms. I'm sorry, it is what it is because I like to keep Twitch consistent. Um, the downside to PvP in MMOs. Conscript, you don't like that? I think that's the funnest part. Um, but yeah, anyway, I was live yesterday. I'll get to your thing, Conscript, in a sec. I was live yesterday morning, rise and grind. The sun was barely up. Actually, it was about this time yesterday. It was about 24 hours ago. I'm at Egg Hunt the 7th. Hardcore, solo, self-found dwarf. Level 13, almost 14. I got my halberd, shiny and new. And it's really putting in work. I even killed a gnome 2 days before that, or 2 nights before that. Barely 24 hours. You know what I mean? Um. Anyway, the gnome obviously did not delete because there he is appearing when I'm at my most vulnerable. I'm fighting a dark blue emerald drake, and it's kind of a little dicey. He shows up with the earth pet, it roots me, and I die. It is what it is. So here I am. Here I am, Egg Hunt the 8th. This time I'm not effing around. Um, the dude, I honestly like your rule set better because it's like we're not saying PvP doesn't count. PvP obviously counts, but it's like you know, when you're getting attacked by players with gear, when you're getting attacked by players with buffs, it makes you roll your eyes a little bit. It's like, oh, brother. But when you overcome that challenge, get the kill shot, loot their corpse, and then you see that they're running back at you to attack you again, it's like you're worried, are you going to strain your eye muscles rolling them this hard? You know what I mean? It's like it's a audible groaner. It's like a, oh, brother. You know what I mean? Like that's how I feel about it anyway. But it is what it is. I'm playing on Red99. I'm not There was once upon a time, a couple of years ago, a guild called No Res Necessary. And they were doing hardcore on P99 Red, right? But they came in with a different attitude, right? I'm coming in to play StruggleQuest, right? This is a self-imposed rule set that I made, right? To have some fun, play the game a different way, right? They came in and said, this is a dead server. This is our server now. We're going to do our thing. Nobody's allowed to hit us, right? Don't hit us. We're going to, you know, be bluebies. I got to see that, Chilogan. You got to send me that. Anyway, I didn't like their attitude. I didn't like, especially their guild leader. Their guild leader really had an attitude about them. And it's like, this is not a dead server. This is a very lively server. It is a low population server, but it is not a dead server. And I think that's an offensive take to have. So I come here to play StruggleQuest. I understand this server is alive, and I am inviting other players to, you know, potentially come try their luck or whatever by showing where I'm at, right? And I'm not here to say PvP doesn't count, right? They were there saying PvP doesn't count. They're doing all these hardcore corpse runs. They're making all these justifications. They're dying due to their own mistakes and then saying, well, Chewie was in the zone, so that's PvP, even though he's out of range. It's crazy stuff. Like I seen it all in their short little flash in the pan here. You know, they didn't last very long on Red. But I will. I think I've already outlasted no res necessary. Maybe I haven't out leveled them, but they were doing group leveling. I feel like that's a different beast. And they were definitely doing sun was in my eyes respawns, you know. Whatever. I'm not here to be the hardcore police. I'm here to enjoy EverQuest. But anyway, my point is, I'm not like crying over PvP. I'm not crying over PvP. I'm simply saying it felt a little unimmersive because I got that kill. That was a clean one. You know what I mean? It was the big critical hit, and then he tunnel visioned on me, and I finished it off. You know what I mean? That feels good. Seeing him run back at me, it's just a stark reminder that not everybody is here to you know, have a good fun time like I'm trying to have a good fun time. You know what I mean? To some people, this is like their chance to get that revenge they've always been, you know, for years denied, you know, because they're scared of my Shadow Knight, and honestly probably don't even want to try it with my Chanter, and, you know, wouldn't even think about coming out the Battle Cleric, the Toxic Battle Cleric, Wipeout. You know what I'm saying? Like, the list goes on. The list goes on. But Egghunt, they see that fragile shell and they say, I can spill that yolk. I can make a little eggy mess on the ground. Yeah, it's finally my chance. I just gotta wait until this warrior in rags is near the point of death, and then I can make my move. Not a second sooner, because I don't want to risk it. You know what I mean? Because of what happened last time. Yeah, dude, we're not worried about Egg Hunter. Egg Hunter's not a threat. Unrelated. There's other eggs on this server. They're after that other guy. That other guy, eggs with a Z. You know? That's the one they're after. Yeah. Yeah, Chilogan says it's a level 1. That's good intel. That's good intel. You know what I mean? Knowledge is power. We're not concerned. Yeah. It's always a gnome. Gnomes are the most bloodthirsty. We know this. We know this. Anyways. Egghunt the 8th rolls on. What are we looking to kill here? This is a path where goblins run, so I should be careful. If I got jumped by a South Speed Goblin right here, it would maybe kill me before I got to the cards. You know, it depends how many times they land that stun, that bash, that whatever, you know? NPC stun is a mysterious thing, right? I want to say it's when they bash, right? But it's not. It's sometimes they stun you just on a regular hit. Sometimes they bash you and don't stun you. It's a separate thing. It must be. Whether it's intentionally separate or it's some sort of you know, small bug in the code and nobody noticed. I don't know, but I'm telling you it's separate. I've seen maybe I lag. That's an alternative theory. Maybe everything works right except for I lagged. Who knows? I have been getting some weird lag the past like couple days on this server. Every now and then. Because I do my little kiting thing. And it'll be chasing me and then it'll like glitch and I'll see that it's not chasing me. And it's just, it looks like that. I have to still swing my weapon when it's gonna hit me and then run. I can still keep the kite going if I just like, you know, imagine where it really is. But it'll look like it's running through me or whatever. And I'll stand there being like, huh, why didn't it swing? And then it'll catch up and I'll have taken like 2 or 3 rounds, you know, it's like, oh, you know what I mean? So it's like, it makes kiting a little difficult, honestly. It's happened a few times. Maybe it's when I run Streamlabs, honestly, because that's kind of the difference between now and then. Maybe it's Streamlabs. Anyways, whatever. No lag today. Oh. Anyway, what do you guys think about my crystallized pumice first purchase play? What do you think about that? Kind of what I'm feeling. Think you even find pumice? Yeah. No channel, no chance. I know. That's the unfortunate thing. There's not that I could solo self find a golem wand in this economy anyway. But that was at least a no channeling option. You know what I mean? For a higher level. In the current situation, there's no chance for even a level 60 to channel something through that. Yonderwile, what do you mean you pitted them? You managed to pit 3 gnomes versus a twink druid, halfy, and unrest. How'd you pit them? You were a bard. They were 3 gnomes. Alright. Let's see. The XP's flowing. But my HP ain't. We'll do a little bandage sesh. My bind wound is not good. You'll see. You'll see. You'll all see. I'm hoping we get a skill up before I hit 50%. Ain't. Not. Okay. Yeah. It's bad. Yeah. Dude, that's what gets the gnomes going. They love that one. Okay, sorry, I said I was going to respond to Conscript X. You say the downsides of PvP and MMOs is the minute you kill someone, they'll spend their entire 12-hour day trying to kill you, and it ruins the fun. Yeah, it can, or you can relish in that, right? I say the only real way to enjoy that is to have an alt, right? You switch to your alt, and let them seethe. I got a whole stable of alts. I learned that in the early days of Red. My favorite alt was Billy Mays, actually. That was my low-level troll that would hang out in the swamp and auction items. This was before global OOC, right? So you had to be in the same zone. So if I was auctioning items in the swamp, you had to imagine there was probably players in the swamp that were there you know, in response to whatever bat phone, you know, they had to come to the swamp to help bail out their buddies, and oh, we got Chewy plugged, you know, come help camp the zone line, you know, stuff like that. Like there, it was a poppin' zone when the server was doing good. So I'd be there on Billy Mays, like Billy Mays here, selling guck loot, you know, and they would get so mad, and it was hilarious to me. You know what I mean? Like, um, there were lots of players spending 12 plus hours dedicated to hunting me, and yeah, I would just try to sell them gear. It was fun. They knew it was me, and they wouldn't buy any gear off me, but you got to enjoy it. Yeah, R.I.P. to Billy Mays. I know, and that was on my banned account too, so the name is unfortunately stuck over there too. That was it. That was you know, that was my favorite alt. But you know, you can make other alts too. It doesn't have to be just a troll. Just fun too. Anyway, almost 80% over here, HP wise. XP wise, 60, 65%, something like that. Millie base. Chill Logan, that's a good idea. Yeah, now we got global chat. Could sell in the OOC like everyone does nowadays. I miss local chat only, but um, in this server now with the population, it wouldn't work. But the ironic thing is, back when they added it, we didn't need it. You know what I mean? Like in hindsight, it was such a high pop. There was still over 100 players at all times, even during the night. When they added global OOC, and server population chopped down pretty quick. You know what I mean? Like it was obviously a bad idea. It did not help the server. Um, and yellow text didn't help the server either. You know what I mean? Like these were definitely bad ads that they didn't need to do. And they should have probably recognized that, but we're on, you know, set it and forget it. Speaking of TV salesmen, you know, it's like P99 Red, P99 Ronco. You know what I mean? Set it and forget it. They set this thing and just left it to fucking rot. You know, we don't even get quakes anymore. They really don't. They don't care at all. They should probably just let us start training and doing whatever we want. But no, we still have rules here. There's still play nice policy. You might even still get banned for something that's not in the rule books. Who knows? The 50 years of Kunark. Right. A true timeline for Red server. Right. These are things that they've had a long time to do, to fix, to rectify. And the closest thing to a peep we ever got from Rogan was a poop emoji, right? I must have screenshotted that, or I could probably find it if I scroll up far enough. But somebody asked for a new red in the Discord, the official P99 Discord, and Rogan did a poop emoji in response. So that's, you know what I mean? We can't get a peep, but we can get a poop. I don't think that bodes well. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Whatever. Um, where am I? Crossroads. Let's go to the bandits. He did. Honestly, like that says it all. It says it all. Let's face it. I know what poop emoji means. It means shit. He called the shit poop. I don't know. I'm a little whatever. You know, I have my feelings. That was like a while ago now. I'm still holding on. I'm still holding on to that one time he acknowledged our existence, you know? It's all I got. It's all I got. Honestly, I don't think he touched the server since you know? I posted a screenshot of Salem and Daisy, you know, and Rogan all in one picture. You know what I mean? That was a long time ago. Right, Rogan's on Daybreak's payroll. Honestly, I think he's been on their payroll even longer than that. Now it's just out in the open. I think ever since he came to the EQ Emu community with the clipboard and said, write down your personal identifying information right here if you want to run a server. Remember? I think he's been on the payroll since then. The dude, the spirit of Fippy lives in me. It's true. You know, I got that dog in me. Where's the bandits at? It's only 6 p.m. I'm jumping the gun over here. Let's go back and try to kill one more thing, I guess. It's a fine line we walk, right? If I get too beat up, I'm not ready for the first wave of bandits. If I don't get beat up enough, I'm wasting precious EQ grind time. I'm full HP, you know? We gotta work a little bit. We gotta, you know? We could afford to scuffle with something over here. Nothing too crazy, though. Thinking like a giant spider, a large snake, maybe even a giant bat. Crag chick. I could go back to the Caledon Gates, but I'm running out of time to make that run. Or being late for bandit o'clock. You know? Alright. Yellow Con Skelly. No. That's the kind of thing that'll just scuff me up a little too much. Lowland Basilisk. Perfect. Tar Heels, what's going on? Great to see you. We're just getting started over here. Thursday morning rise and grind. You know, we're in the last quarter of the stream. We're just entering the final quarter. But I have a feeling there will be more egg hunt adventures this week for sure. I don't see myself sneaking much egg hunt in this afternoon or evening just because of how my day is today. You know what I mean? But I have been sneaking in a lot of egg hunt action. That's why I'm on Egg Hunt VIII instead of Egg Hunt VII. So if you want to see those kind of gains, you want to see that kind of advancement, you know what I mean? How I made it a whole generation further. Yeah, I did some grinding off cam, but no, it was on YouTube. It was on TikTok and YouTube, broadcasted live for all to see, for better or for worse. It was, you know, about what you would expect if you've been watching this week. The gnome magician finally got his way. It was rough. It was rough for me. Egg Hunt the 7th, I should say. You know, he was a good egg. He had a nice run. He had a good tumble. Egg Hunt the 8th, I think, inherited that from his father. Look at this. He really knows how to tumble. That's beautiful. If you cross over this way, strafe this way and tumble, it looks good too, but I feel like tumbling to the right with the hitting the left shoulder first, it just looks good. You're like, really showcases the helmet. You know, I don't know. I think about this stuff. This is what I think about. Crag check. This is what I wanted. It only took me, you know, an in-game hour to find it, but we're trying to kill some time anyway. The rolls in the back, yeah, the backflips. That's a tough tech. You got to really be down with the gnome. You got to have it in you. I'll show you in a sec. Once I'm not fighting this crag chick, because even though it's just a dark blue, you know, every point of damage I take is a painful regeneration session. Right, you can't just jump backwards. You got to reverse it. You got to go forwards backwards. I know. It's tough. We'll get into it. I know you know how to do it, but maybe some viewers don't. I haven't checked /who in a while. Oh shit! What do you know? A level 10 dwarf in the or gnome in the zone. Maybe Hmm. Even con bandit. Good to know. Good to know. Time to lock in. You got a level 44 chanter? Nice. The dude's been moving in silence. I didn't know about this. Did I? Did I know about this? I don't think I knew about this. Large snake catching me right there. I thought it was something else. I thought I was rooted for a second. Like, yeah. Heard that thud sound from the video, you know? If you saw my last night's upload, you know the sound I'm talking about. Anyway. Oh, it's on blue, the dude. I got you. I thought you were really making silent moves over here. Dwarf Pally's pretty fun. Honestly, I was on the fence between Warrior and Pally. I thought Lay on Hands would be a potential fun little trick, but I ended up settling on Warrior because I just think it's more of a struggle. I was really trying to put the struggle in StruggleQuest. You know, the Easter before this past one, when Egghunt was originally born, and now Egghunt is Egghunt. You know, Egghunt is what Egghunt does, which is Warrior. Except for that one time I accidentally picked Rogue. That was a small oversight. Don't walk to the guards. Oh my god. I was about to walk to the guards. After all that. Alright. Speaking of the guards, I'm going to hang out right here and kill some crag chicks. War is way more it was too much struggle. You know what I mean? When I accidentally picked Rogue, I had to cast that that boy ain't right. You know what I mean? It was a mistake. I was so eager to start going again after Egghunt the 5th. Which he was the which one was that? Was that the one that I really goofed up? I pulled the Redcon Scarab because I was yapping and not paying attention. It was that one, right? Yeah, crippling blows are really strong. I know. Gives you that hope. You actually have hope of something happening, no matter what the situation. You can't give up. I like that. Once the Pally's Lay on Hands is down, you're all out of hope for the next 72 minutes. And I'm gonna be real honest with you. Besides just the thought of what would be a better struggle, it did kind of cross my mind that just knowing myself and knowing my determination and knowing just the kind of sacrifices I'd be willing to make for the struggle, I feel like I would probably end up Lay on Handsing and then playing it safe for 72 minutes in a boring way. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't want that to happen. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to play it safe in a boring way. I mean, Guck's under good protection. I get alerted. People tell me if they ever see anybody. I check every now and then. It's good. Guck's fine. Yeah. I don't literally like have a tune log there because that would be boxing, right? I always wonder about these level 1s that sit around. You know what I mean? Like, you're so invested in the server that you sit a level 1 around for 24 hours a day. You know, you're so invested, but you don't play on the server. You know what I mean? Like, something doesn't add up. You know what I mean? I feel like some people are justifying their shitty behavior by like, oh, it's just a level 1. Doesn't count for PvP, so it shouldn't count for boxing. You know, either that or they're right. Make it make sense, right? They're so invested to sit a level 1, but they don't play. You know, I don't get it. I don't get it. And I'm not just talking about a particular level one. I'm talking about many level ones. You know, we've seen them over the years. It's just weird. It's just weird. You know what I mean? I don't get it. You like to kill random frog locks? That's what's up. Lots of people do. That's why I got to keep, you know, a careful eye. It's always a happy zone. They know that. They stay far away because of the implication. I'll tell you what else has been a happy zone. Chardock. I haven't had to bounce anybody out of Chardock in like a week, which means you haven't seen any Tim Dim the Bouncer clips on the stream or on the feed in a little bit, which I think's a shame. I like Tim Dim. I usually, you know. Oh shit! What do we got here? I hit him for 6. He has 200 HP. So I would say he has HP gear or some light buffage. Warrior. I like warriors and I like shadow knights. Those are my faves. He invised. A little spooky, a little spooky. It seems like I interrupted him, but I don't think I did. I think it just happened to interrupt him.
They're taking a tactical advantage, but that's why it gets easier. I mean,
yeah, I'm trying to grab a drink real quick, so hold on. I need some water. I'm gonna be out in the. I don't think it's gonna be too sunny today. I think the forecast flipped. I think or not. You know what I mean? I think the weather flipped. We had a weird storm yesterday. I think it's gonna be cool, but still, I gotta hydrate. I'll be right back. Exactly. Buff up. I can't cast buffs in game, so let me buff up by drinking a little water. Cold out this morning. All right, I'll bundle up. Thank you. Thank you for notifying me of that. I'll be right back. Tell this gnome to hold on a sec. I'll be right back. I'm back. What I miss? What I miss? Is there a lurking gnome? Lurking? Lurking and I don't know. What's he doing? Kind of want to go vendor real quick. Am I allowed to vendor really quick? So I have not killed this gnome yet, you know? And actually, so if there was some sort of hypothetical alternate rule set, is that him? Oh, there he is. All right. Yeah, about 200 HP. I always like to kind of estimate people's shit. You know, a little PvP tip for you. Ooh, the lightning. Me with that lightning. I can't range it. I mean, I guess I could, but I couldn't range it. 5 miles real quick will warm you up. Oh, he's trying to do the invisible. Oh, he nuked himself. He just nuked himself. You saw that shit? Hilarious. I think he's trying to bait me into getting like NPC aggro. You know what I mean? I don't think those vendors are gonna aggro. But the stakes are high. You know what I mean? Anyways. You know I love a little scuffle. I was vendoring before I was so rudely interrupted. Alright, I'm done vendoring. That's all I need to do. Alright, let's find some crag checks over here. Alright, pretty much full HP now. I'll need to sweat that out. Get the last couple percent naturally. Wow. Wow. Crag check, a little slippery one. I swear, I'm worse against stationary targets. I always have been. You can, honestly, you could probably make a compilation of just like times where I've included in my clip just like being too far away from my target for that first swing, because I don't know what it is. I'm like hitbox knowledge and hitbox painting, you know what I mean? Like I try to paint it like the strike zone for a pitcher, you know what I mean? But like for some reason I throw that all out the window for swing one, and I always have. And that's unfortunate because that's usually the most important swing. You can catch people sitting sometimes, and I'm usually just like, derp, you know? Oh, you know, I don't know why. I don't know why I do that. You can make a comp of it, I bet. Just from ones I've uploaded. You know, imagine how many how many more I haven't uploaded. Sometimes I throw it in there as a little Easter egg, you know? One time I even referenced it in the cap, not the caption, but the text on the screen or whatever. It was I remember it like it was yesterday. I always think my little jokes are hilarious. That's why I put them in there, right? But this one might be like a little too abstract. But it was the time Buckaroo was in lower Guck or upper Guck, right? Buckaroo was getting the Ghoulbane, right, from the Shinlord. I seen it up. And the guy who had spawned the Ghoulbane popped in a little late and tried to kill steal Buckaroo. He was out of range. He was a level 60 or something like that, 59, 60 something. And Buckaroo was like level 40 something. But I had already gotten enough damage in. I was able to out damage him, get the Ghoulbane right in his face. And then I camped out Buckaroo and log in Nui. And I run there, right? And there he is, still sitting right in that spot. And I'm too far away for that first swing. So that's why on the this text on the screen, maybe nobody got this joke when I posted it, but it says don't go too far ... and then it shows me running up and I'm too far away, so I don't actually swing. It's just it's funny to me. That's why I put it there. Maybe now that maybe you got it. Maybe it's not that deep, but If you're not paying attention to the in-game text, you would miss that joke because it just seems like, you know, general narration. But it was supposed to be a joke plus narration. What happened to the gnome? He invised. He was able to cast invis on himself, and he camped out. He's gonna wait till I'm low HP. Yeah, he invised and camped. He's still right there, as far as I can tell. I wasn't like super duper paying attention to who all to make sure he didn't leave the zone, but I know he invised and was still in the zone for a bit, and then was offline a bit later. So if he gated in between, I guess, but I don't think so. I think he's just camped out. I was about to mess with bandits, and he knows that, right? He knows I was about to mess with bandits, so he could be over by the bandits. All I know is, we're just gonna start over here. It's Thursday morning, rise and grind. You know, I do a couple hours. It's been an hour and change, so we're we're in that final hour. The TikTok director's cut commentary. Exactly. That's the kind of stuff that you got to come here to get, Pandui. You know what I'm saying? It's that was a good one. If I do say so myself, that was one of my favorites. I think it told a good story. It weaved a fine tale, worthy of TikTokification. Really, the Criterion Collection. Yep, Chewie's finest hits. I would say that includes that over there, Nui verse 2 Enchanters. That was it. I know this was day 5 of posting EQ PvP every day. You know how I know this? Because I still get notifications about it all the time. For some reason, that one's getting some love. And I'm happy because that's one of my favorite ones. I thought it was a banger. Maybe that's why it's still getting love, you know? It's like Happy Gilmore when he hits that hole in one. He's like, I should do that every time. It's like, yeah, right? I should post bangers all the time. They seem to do better. I need Ghoul Hash. I know. So if I went to Antonica, I do know a nice little leveling path. The only unfortunate thing is, I'm not in Antonica. I would have to take a boat, and that's like, a little much for me. But anyway, see, it's a happy zone. What was I gonna say? Take the boat. Ugh. Make those gnomes work. I mean, yeah. That's true. That's true. Maybe we go. Maybe we go. The first cross-continental egg, right? Going to a new world. I heard the streets are paved in gold in Antonica. It's the land of opportunity. Guck, I've heard it's wide open. Chasaporfo, what's going on? How you doing? Yeah. Live for almost 2 hours of gameplay. You know I like to get a little pre-roll going on just to, get the stream set up, get the Facebook post made, get the Discord situated if I need to, what have you. The Discords have been automatic for a while now, luckily. I'm thriving over here. Egghunt the 8th is, I'm not effing around this time. Almost level 7. Off to a rip-roaring start. I got levels 1 through 5 accomplished yesterday. Or was it 1 through 6? 1 through 6. Started the stream out like a fresh face 6. Just trained dodge, Look at me now. Dodge is up to 15. The Fedor streaks are paved in yoke. You take that back, Panda Week. Hey, listen, we're just getting started over here. You've only begun to see the yoke. It's never too soon. It's never too early. You know what I mean? That was a bonus rise and grind for the YouTube and TikTok enjoyers. And let me tell you, there was somebody who enjoyed it. I think it was a YouTuber, if I had to guess. I don't know. Maybe it was who knows? But I think they were enjoying with the rest of you. Kentucky now. Hello Kitty's I'm waiting for it to go on sale, okay? I've been eyeballing that one. It's always expensive. Even when it's on sale, it's like, jeez. It must be really good. It must be really good. It's on my wish list. You want me to play Hello Kitty, you're welcome to you know, help me get it, and I'll give it a shot. You know what I mean? Here we are. We've just arrived at the fabulous Butcher Block docks. Now, will the boat come before I need to actually, let's fucking go. Let's go. A greedy beggar, huh? I've never seen him. I feel like I have seen him like a long ass time ago, but like not something I've noticed in recent history.
Ma'am, this is a Wendy's.
Right. You could turn him into a pet. Rally. Style My Cruise, another real game. Hell yeah. This is the dock, right? You give him a coin, he follows you around. Hell yeah. That's the kind of smoke I don't need right now. Can you control him? Oh. I'm just diving into fucking goblin infested waters like it's no big fucking deal. Don't worry about it. Yeah, you like that? This goblin wizard better not want this. I'm just like, I'm gonna get some swimming skills, you know? Bold move. Bold freaking move. Good to know. I'm a stranger in a distant land over here, right? A distant water. I'm from the coastal village of Grob, alright? I don't know a thing about water. I don't know a thing about this ocean because you can't see the coast from Grob for some reason. You can't see it from the swamp. For some reason, they made this nice cloth map, put Grob down in the Florida of Antarctica. You know, if North America is Antarctica, Grob is like freaking Miami or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like maybe is Miami coastal? It's something coastal down there. I don't know enough about geography to tell you a Florida city. You know what I'm trying to say though? It's something. It's down there. Broken Skull Clan sailed away. Right. They must have built a really big boat to get over that huge wall. What's up with that wall? Why is the swamp coast a wall, but the desert coast is water? It's they use the Greenblood River in Firat. Well, again, another one that's like not looking coastal enough for me. You know what I mean? Like I take issue with some of these zone lines. I do. I really do. Alrighty. Looking for the boats. You can say I love you to Clorn Binford on the dock. That's a secret quest. That's a special quest. For you and Glorin. I almost want to try it. If anybody If anybody else had suggested this, I might believe it, but it's coming from Pandui, and I'm sorry, Pandui. Everything you say, I have to look at under the. Could this person be trolling me? Lens, you know what I mean? If I don't stop to think about that, I think I'm gonna get myself in a predicament. Is this person trolling me? What do you think about this freaking magician? You think they're getting on the boat? Since I don't see Invis, I really have no idea. I'm traveling without a bow. I'm traveling without completing my scarab armor. What's going on here? Am I even traveling? Is it a false alarm? Am I, do I even know what I'm doing? Remember when I jumped in the water, like, right above freaking Aqua Goblin wizards and shit? Completely unaware. That was maybe highlight of the stream. You're a gold-hearted angel. Don't wag your finger at me. I've done nothing wrong ever. All right. I'm almost level 7. I almost feel like sticking around a little while. You know what I mean? I'm not afraid anymore. Remember Kevin McAllister in the basement? I mean, that, to be fair, that furnace is cursed. Cursed artifact. If I could buy a bow, if I can get arrows, I think I'd be in a better position to leave the continent. I'm not ready. I honestly, I would like my green suit. If we're being real, I thought about it. I've considered it, and honestly, considering the time, I don't find a boat ride feasible this morning. I do get a little bonus round here. We're getting a little overtime in. The stream's not over yet, even though 8 o'clock approaches. But that is a long boat ride. I took it recently, not on an egg hunt. I don't remember why. I don't remember. I could have like probably begged a port from a friend. You know, I have a whole Discord. I'm gonna pop a link in the chat. I'm sure if I went in the Discord and tried to, you know, see if any compassionate druids or wizards could help me avoid a boat trip, I probably could have. But for some reason, I was immersed enough to just wait for and then ride a whole boat out of pure love of the game. And it was fine. It was fun. I don't remember why. I really don't, you know what I mean? Whatever journey I was making, like I probably could have, you know, I didn't need to, I don't think, but hey, whatever. But having done it recently, I could tell you it's a long ass ride. Yeah, dude, it's a long wait if you didn't just like arrive perfectly in time, and then it's a long ride. So, with that being said, even though I am on bonus hours here, you've done it a few times, silent move. Yeah, I mean, you don't. Maybe that's why I didn't ask for a port. Maybe I knew it had to be done. You know, absolutely secret. Don't remember. Don't remember. Maybe I've said too much already. I mean, I didn't take any boat. What boat? I've never even heard of a boat. I really don't remember. The magician was last seen right about here. Right about this spot. Maybe we trip over him. I feel like I just tripped over him. I'm kidding. Stop sign? I've never even seen him. Never even heard of an octagon. You brought up the word octagon. Huh? All right. We're getting some good gains here. Almost got all the way through 6. I always say if mage pets block out the sun, then we'll level in the shade. It is what it is. I think I missed bandits on this evening. I was too busy derping around. Harry and Marv still out here. I probably have enough time to like start fighting one and have it disappear in my face. If even that. I might have missed that. I did that the other night. And it like, even though I knew it was going to happen, it still confused me. I was like, huh? Lots of yapping. You know, sometimes you yap on through the night. That's, you know, that's a good night. That's a good night. Anybody could XP. But, you know, it takes a special dedication to yap straight through. Alright, anyways. Just get started over here. There's lots of good targets at the crossroads, okay? Nobody knows. Nobody knows I'm moseying on over crossroads wise, alright? That's our little secret. Between me and you. Yeah, if anyone here's been watching on TikTok, I found out that I could upload emotes, right? So I uploaded a couple of the tried and true Twitch emotes. But something I noticed is it gives me like so many slots for emotes. I got to make a whole bunch new ones. So you know, we might see some get shuffled in here at Twitch. It'll be probably the trial grounds over at TikTok. You want to see a little preview of what the Twitch emotes are gonna look like. I mean, not yet. I haven't added any new ones yet, but this is something I noticed before bed last night. And honestly, I got excited. I was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna start making something." And I was like, "You know what? I got to get up really early tomorrow. We're rising and grinding. You know, just start playing EQ at 6 a.m. and then run out the door after that. You know what I mean? It takes a certain level of preparation before the stream. So yeah, I'm up early. I'm up big early. The dude, I like that one. Pretty funny. Anyways, we're just getting started out here. I'm at the crossroads. It's looking oh shit, you saw that? It's a fast moving goblin. That's a disaster there. That's what that is. I see another goblin right there on an intersect path. Even combat. That's more my style. Noted. Take note. Taking a little peek. Knowledge is power. I don't know much about the goings-ons. A couple vendors. No wonder they never helped me. Freaking useless. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I wish I could kill a scarab. Not right now, obviously. Now is not the time. A large snake, perhaps. Yeah, we're just getting started over here. If you enjoy this type of content and you haven't followed the stream yet, I urge you, I beg, I plead, you know, hit that follow button, please. It's free. Speaking of free, you know, free to Prime sub if you haven't used it already. And it's free to check me out on social media. You know, these are free ways you could help support the stream. You know, I want to bring you Oh shit, he's invisible right next to me. They charge you $50 to follow? That's crazy. I only get like 39%. No, I'm just kidding. No, following is free. The Logan's one of those jokesters you hear so much about. I wish I could fight a scarab. Maybe I could fight an even con Skelly. Now this is kind of a stretch. Kind of a stretch. Scarab will take my lunch money. I know. Been there, done that. Now, to be fair, I was level 6. I was level 5, and I'm level 6 this time, you know? But still, I'm not ready. I think the one that really killed me at level 5 was like a higher level scarab, too. Like, some of these scarabs would be red to me right now. A yellow con's like, I think the best I could hope for. Alright. Anyway, you see these guys try to press me. They try to, you know what I mean? They try to stress me out, try to, like, think they're going to stop my leveling process, and that's the thing. You can't. You really can't. You might reset the leveling process, but it carries on. The egg hunt journey is consistent and insistent. It insists upon itself. The slash drool into camp, right? He forgot his drool bib. Had to go get his drool bib. Right. What would Fippy do? Fippy would carry on. Honestly, this is Fippy Darkpaw Simulator. Really. I'm not in Kanos, and I'm not, you know, it's not literally Fippy Darkpaw Simulator, but you're kind of living that life, you know? You're born, you got one goal, and it's a difficult one. You know what I mean? People say it can't be done, and you might get knocked down. In fact, you do get knocked down. But I'll tell you what. Holy shit. Yapping it up. Yapping it up. Don't fucking do this to me. Don't fucking do this to me, dude. Yapping it up on auto run, right down the middle of the path. You'd think I'd learn. Goblin looking to take the throne. Undisputed champion of ending egg hunt runs. A goblin, comma, sow speed. Fippy Darkpaw Simulator. Egg hunt the 9th. I just got a defense skill up. Let's go. How about a dodge skill up? How about a good dodge? How about I get up? How about I recover? Ah. See you guys at number 9. Listen, we're just getting started over here. It's raining out there, so I kind of got a little bonus time right now. A little bit. Not much. I'm on call. I'm on call. Damn it. Damn it. I know, right? See, that's the kind of hardcore death that I can easily accept, right? That one will never tilt me in the slightest because I should know better. We're literally just getting started. What did I do? Did I do a camp or a camp desktop? I did a camp desktop. Okay. Move sounds real quick. Make it sound moves. Let's get Egg Hunt fired up. Egg Hunt the 9th. Listen, this one's he's got that fire in his eyes. There's something about Egg Hunt the 9th. I could tell. I could tell already. Something about this egg. There's something about that egg. That one was kind of hilarious. Kind of hilarious. Like I said, if you had to if you had to categorize, if you had to really, you know, put the eggs in perspective. Hold on, I'm gonna get the vertical. I'm gonna get the vertical clip going right here. Let's drag my camera over. All right, here we are. It's official. It's official for this one. Egghunt the 8th. You did good. You did well. You got a little cocky. You ran down the road. You know there's goblins on that road. Ginger beard. Let's go. Equal finger painting. It's good to see you. We're making a new one. Dwarf. Warrior, making sure to select warrior and not, you know, anything else. Alright, here we go. Egghunt the 9th. I think we need the perfect mix. This is how I'm feeling. This is how I'm feeling this time. It's all vibes, you know? I'm assigning points based on vibes. Brel Cyrillis, guide my blade. Gotta dodge more attacks. I know I dodged none of the attacks that mattered right there. So anyway, that was the goblin. That goblin has ended or helped end several Egghunt runs now. He's always there. I hate that goblin. I hate that guy. That's my biggest op. You know what I mean? No gnome has even come close. No gnome has come close. I gotta say, you know, they can try. They can try all they want, but they gotta up their numbers. They want to compete with that goblin over there. We're speed running. We're speed running this. Listen, I normally am already gone by 8 a.m. Right? Instead, I was over here dying to. What did I pull? Oh, I didn't even pull it. It pulled me. It was a goblin. I remember. I should have already been camped. You know? But it's all right. It's all right. Goblins are the bane of Butcher Block. No, for real. Goblins and gnomes. But for the. Why am I lost in this hallway? I'm speed running over here. I said. I shouldn't be. I want to jump off that ledge, but it'll probably kill me. You know? I'm not ready. All right. Where the fuck am I? Oh my god. It's the ladder in Cabalist all over again. Where am I? Why? Okay. Here we are. Here we are. It's like a wrong turn in Albuquerque. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. Nothing is fucked here. All right. Precious Egghunt the 9th is gonna do it. All right. We're doing it big. I didn't even have my hand on the keyboard. You know, I think some hardcore players might consider that you know, a mulligan, right? I didn't die playing hardcore. I wasn't playing. I was auto running. That doesn't count. It only counts if I'm playing. But no, not Egghunt. Egghunt is an egg of principle. You know, no death is too unacceptable. They're all valid, especially that one. Honestly, that's like the definition of hardcore EQ punishment. You know what I mean? I got complacent. I hit auto run while I was yapping up probably something very important. You know what I mean? It was definitely worth focusing all my attention on and not the run. You know what I mean? The stakes are low. When you're playing StruggleQuest, you know what I mean? You can afford to not lock in, right? Oh, just kidding. It's opposite. You need to lock in. I wasn't locked in. So that's you know what I mean? That's very valid. I have no problem with that. Yoked up on the path. Honestly, that's a slippery little spot. I feel like there's little eggy crumbles. There's little shell bits. There's you know, dried egg mess all over that path, and that goblin has his fingerprints and footprints all over it. Honestly, we have enough Egghunt content now that I could make a a master cut of how every egg hunt has met his end, and you're gonna see that goblin again and again. I'm telling you, I should know better. I should. Anyway, and I know I do know better. I do know better. I'm Egghunt the Ninth. I know better. The entire Egghunt story. Egghunt the Ninth. I should know better. The entire Egghunt documentary. Yeah. Honestly. Are you saying this needs to be studied? Are you saying we need to get some scientists on this egg hunt? Flew him in. Flew him in. Send him my TikTok. Tell him, you're gonna want to see this. There's a guy, he's posted EQ PvP every day. And they're like, interesting. And then you say, for 93 days. And they drop their clipboard. Their pocket protector falls out of their pocket. You know what I mean? Like, the tape unwinds from their glasses. You know what I mean? I don't know. Sorry, scientists. I'm not trying to stereotype. I don't know enough about science to make a better visualization. You know, I like to paint a picture with my words. You can close your eyes and watch a Chewy stream. In fact, it might be preferable. It might be preferable. You might want to close your eyes next Chewy stream. How about that? Start now. Just keep watching, but without. Anyways, we're just getting started over here. I'm cracking myself up. I'm having a good old time. I'm an EverQuest enjoyer, enjoying EverQuest. My favorite game, my comfort game. Anytime I want to simulate elf combat, anytime I want to simulate anything, elven, dwarven, troll kind. Usually not ogre. You're not seeing me do the ogres. All right. Yes, it is personal. I don't like them. I don't like the look of them. I don't like the smell of them. They stink. You ever been in an elevator with an ogre? It's not good. I'd rather play a troll. But anyway, my point is, if it's got to be Y2K compliant, in my opinion, there's no better elf simulator than EverQuest. Classic on the P99 red server. It's the best we got right now. It is what it is. I wish I could plug a different server right now, but this is the one. This is the one we're playing PvP on for now. You know, stay tuned. All right. I tried it. I think I got to bail to the guards on this skunk. Yeah. I tried it. I did get a couple skill ups. Kick, sense heading, one hand slash, you know? It ain't much, but it's honest work. That was a yellow con. Egghunt the Ninth is kind of like he's a bold egg. You know what I mean? He's kind of like one of those risk takers that you've heard about so much. In fact, most of the egg hunts really are. I start playing safe when I get real invested. Obviously, that is some point after level 6, because have you seen me play safe at level 6? Not safe enough. That's for damn sure. We can get back to 6 though. Not this morning, I don't think, but maybe this weekend. I'm thinking about it. I'd like to hit level 2 this morning. That's my goal now. You know? Progress isn't always linear or something like that. Egg hunt isn't always linear. In fact, he's kind of rounded. Well-rounded. My agility's not so hot this run. I went with a slightly lower agility build. Will I regret that? I might. Egg hunt the Ninth. Oh shit, I see a pet. What a weirdo. Anyways. What do you mean? Why surnames take too many letters? If I ever need a break from Egghunt, I can level something on your account. Well, I appreciate that offer. I also have my own accounts. You know, I got a couple tunes in need. But hey, if you're saying you want some power level sometime, if you're hinting at that, I can take a hint and I can help with that. 3-letter minimum. Right, I could a lowercase L as an I. Oh, I mean, I'm planning on hitting triple-digit Roman numerals and beyond. I've thrown the idea of a dozen eggs out the window. At this point, it's a sickness. I don't think we're deviating from the egg hunt plan anytime soon. You know? Does that make sense? Attack the guards real quick. All right, here, let's go. Let's do this. Bit of a risk taker. A rebel. A rebellious egg. HP's at 14. That's not much. I don't want to have to bail a snake to the guards. That feels like really almost pathetic. But it is what it is. There we go. I was going to say, if I got to, I got to. It's because he had an egg. He was protecting the egg. That's the kind of snake you need on your team. You know? Anyways. So was that guy killing stuff in the noob yard to try to like deny me XP? Is it really like that? Are we win? So I've been like on the fence about this guy. At first I was like, he's trying to feed me a kill. He's, you know what I mean? He shows up and makes these like absolutely boneheaded plays that make no sense unless you're like, oh, he's throwing it on purpose. He knows what he's doing and he's just like being like really silly, and you know that's why he was always dying to the orcs and stuff. But as time goes on, I'm starting to think like this dude is serious and he's really trying, and it's just a laughable attempt every time. When we get an egg hunt the 52nd, I'm thinking maybe like 2027, to be honest, probably around then, late 2027. If I had to make a guess, you know? All right, that's a red con. Like when he came to Crushbone that like third time, that was when I was starting to be like, is he actually trying? You know what I mean? Like it's just really funny. It's just really funny to me. Like, yeah, he did get that one kill on me, but like honestly, I don't really give him credit for that as much as myself not understanding the pet versus guard mechanics there. You know what I mean? Like, I let that one happen in a way that would not have happened if I just, you know, ran for the zone line earlier. Like, that one was on me. That one was on me. Like, this mage can't kill me. This mage is a complete scrub. Barely knows what he's doing. Like, it's, honestly, he should probably watch some of my TikToks. Especially the EQ PvP tips. It would help a lot. He doesn't know shit. It's crazy. It's crazy. But anyways, the other mage I would say is a little more determined and puts on a more thorough performance. I'm not gonna really congratulate it because it's you know what I mean? It's cheesy even by Chewy What a Wookie standards. You know what I mean? It's a little much. It's a little much, but whatever. I can at least respect it as a thorough and complete effort. Nah, Egg Hunter's a level 1, just probably being boxed. You know what I mean? It's somebody that's so immersed on the server. Yeah. They're so immersed that they think it's okay to 2-box. That's what that is. I can't prove it, but you know what I mean? It's the only thing that makes sense. But I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I can't imagine a scenario where somebody would be so immersed to need a level 1 at all times to like record whatever and log whatever, or in this case maybe just you know, have a silly name exist and be silly about it. But you know what I mean? If you're that uh invested, you're telling me you don't also play the server? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. They've been on for too many hours straight now. A level 1 troll, name it Egg Hunter. Yeah, yeah. Did I learn to play Careless Whisper on alto sax? Yeah, yeah. Actually, oh, how did I learn to play it? Honestly, I just kind of like noodled around with it. I'm usually pretty good at figuring. I shouldn't say usually pretty good at figuring stuff out by ear. Sometimes I can figure stuff out by ear. It really depends on what key it's in. If it's like one of those like wacky keys that I didn't play like a ton of in middle school and high school, I'm a little less. You know, I don't got the muscle memory for it. Like Take Five. Take Five had 3 flats in the key. I forget what that's called. I'm like so out of practice that I don't even remember the names of this stuff. I used to be like in the jazz band in high school. You know what I mean? I was a band geek, really. No offense to band geeks. I'm using it in a non-derogatory way. I was one of his. But yeah, I played a little sax in my day. So I took many years off. I dusted it off on stream. You know, I've been knocking the rust off live occasionally, and honestly, I should practice off stream so I can dazzle you with something new. But yeah, I was trying to play Take Five the other day. I had to look up the sheet music. I was sight reading it, and that's a hard one. You know what I mean? Your fingers want to get all tied up in a knot because the flats. But Careless Whisper, that's it's a good one. You know, you only need to know a little bit of it to make it recognizable. You know what I mean? Like it's like you play just that quick lick, and you know that's enough. That's enough, and that's really all I've learned of it. I got to listen to the whole song if I want to. I think I tried to like improv it live, and I ended up just like doing a spoken word rendition or something. Sometimes when I get a little, you know, I get crazy on stream sometimes. The adrenaline starts pumping from the PvP. Next thing you know, I'm playing saxophone, freeform jazz. I'm getting texts like, can you cut it with the freeform jazz? It's like not even 7 a.m. Thanks, you know. These are things that happen, you know. Love of the game, what can I say? Hell yeah, right in your face, guard hinder. You seen that? You seen that? Right in his face. That was good XP. Thanks, Shark. Thank you, Shark. I try. Some say I try too hard. Some say I'm a try hard, but I say that just means I'm giving you that old fashioned effort. You don't always get to enjoy, right? I try to bring that. Anyways, I feel like this was a successful morning. True, my level is lower than I started at, but my morale is higher. You know what I mean? I feel like we got some good gains here. We got some maybe some sad content, but also some happy content. You know what I mean? Like we can't dwell on the spilled yolk on the ground. You know what I mean? We got to move on from that. We got to accept. Yeah, right. We made honestly, Egghunt the eighth was not really a looker. You know what I mean? Egghunt the ninth, he got that look. He got that's something extra. You know what I mean? Did you know when you kiss a mirror, you always kiss yourself on the lips? I learned that from what's his name? What's that guy's name? I can't think of his name right now. The science guy that tweets a lot. He's made some funny ones over the years. He's posted that one like 1,000 times because it's a banger. You know what I mean? Maybe he's saying it's okay to repost stuff. I still don't do it. I like refuse to repost. Even though I feel like I posted some stuff like years ago that you know, slid under the radar. I was trying to TikTokify EverQuest, you know, and the world wasn't ready. The world's more ready and accepting of that now. I feel like if I reposted something, it would finally get you know, the motion it deserved the first time. But I'm still not gonna do it. I'm just gonna leave them as relics of history. If somebody really wants to scroll back, they're there. You know, I've been posting EQ PvP gems for literal years now. It's insane. Does the carpet match the drapes on this dwarf? I mean, the thing is, you'll never see me on the corpse run to know. You'll never see that because there's no corpse run for Egghunt. Whoever's standing over my corpse can check for themselves, but it won't be me. But anyways, I think at level 2, I call it a win. Oh shit, where did this crab chick come from? It was really just lurking there that whole time? Was I really just doing that shit? Oh my god. Alright. Guard, seize him. Guard, seize him. That's the one. He's the one right there. Whatever happened to the last egg hunt? You mean Egghunt the 8th? About 10 minutes ago? It was a tragedy. It was a tale as old as time. A tale as old as time it was. So there I was, yapping, auto-running. No hands on the keyboard. A time not unlike right now. Except unlike right now, I was running down a different little path, straight down the middle of the road. And a sow speed goblin happened upon me. And there I was, captured. Without a garden site, without a zone line within reach. You know what I mean? And I died alone in the path with only a goblin as my witness. And it's not the first time. And that's why they say Egghunt the 9th should know better. You know what I mean? He should know better. Because I've been there. I've done that. This ain't my first rodeo. I was goblin slayed. It's, you know, it is what it is. I'd rather be slain by a goblin than, you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm not even going to finish that because I don't even know what it was the long play. Right. Someone ran around and sowed all the goblins. The only explanation, you know what I mean? With that in mind, by no res necessary hardcore rules, it was actually a PvP death and invalid. And I'm still level 6. Actually, I'm level 7 by now, in fact. No, I'm just I'm just kidding. I'm level 2 and it's just fine. I hate to repeat myself, but I said it earlier this stream that once upon a time I asked a question of the day where I polled the audience. I asked everybody, what's your favorite level to be in EverQuest? What's the best? What's peak EQ to you? It's a personal choice, and it's you know what I mean, a personal preference question. And people gave all sorts of different answers, and I respect all the different answers. You know what I mean? Some people like level 20, some people like level 30, some people say the game starts at max level, and that's, you know what I mean. These are all valid answers, and some people had very specific answers. Some people had ranges. For me, level 1. I love level 1. You got the whole world ahead of you. You know what I mean? And I've had a lot of opportunity to play level 1s in the egg hunt journey. So I feel blessed for that. And no corpse runs. And I don't know about you, but I hate corpse runs. That's the worst part about this game. They're tiring. They're exhausting. They're depressing. You know, they're punishing. I'm free. I have transcended. I no longer, you know what I mean? Corpse run? What's that? What's that? I'm playing in the year 3000 over here. Transcended corpse runs. Right. Guck 30 to 40 is so fun. I like doing Ancient Croc. I like doing Deadline. I like fear kiting minotaurs down that hallway is always a fun time for me once I'm strong enough to do that. Level 5, still wearing diapers, but you could run around the house sticking forks into electrical outlets. Right. The whole, you know what I mean? The whole world's ahead of you. It's a beautiful thing. Anyways, I should probably quit while I'm ahead in a little bit. You know, ahead, asterisks, a very warped definition of what ahead means. But it's, you know, it's all relative. Relative to the Egghunt, the 9th story, this is ahead. I started out as just a dwarf with nothing. Nothing but a note and a sword handed down to me by my bearded mother. You know? And look at me now. A dirt-stained tunic. My first bone chip, perhaps? Let's try it. I'm not full HP. This is risky. This is a high-risk skeleton right now. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, yes. Yes! My first bone chip. Big gains. Big gains. This is what I'm talking about. We're ahead. We're ahead. Oof. I got 44 HP. Good. Doing good. One hand slashing skill up, you know? Big gains. Big. That's the real kind of gains we need. I mean, it'd be better if it was two-hand slash. That would mean I had a two-hand slasher by now. I don't. I don't. Ironically, I killed a couple skellies that had weapons because I was, you know what I mean? If I was planning ahead to wipe and respawn, you know, I would leave those. But that's never the plan. You know, I'm always going the distance. Egghunt the 7th was that dwarf. Egghunt the 8th was, you know what I mean? Not effing around. Egghunt the 9th is, what should know better. Egghunt the 9th should know better. You know what I mean? Either way, I'm always planning to go the distance. I'm never like making moves to make the next run easier. You know what I mean? I'm not like selling pristine carapaces to an empty vendor so I could come buy it if I die. You know what I mean? That would be like kind of weird. That would be like a roguelike versus or a roguelite versus a roguelike. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it almost changed the category of StruggleQuest. I'm not trying to do nothing like that. You know, it's always all or nothing. Hardcore to the core. All right. I think that might be about it for the scarab attempt here. Yeah. Maybe next one. It was a solid effort. Did I get a skill up? Yeah. Good. Good. Couple. Let's regen up and then you know, reevaluate, see how much time and how ready I am. Maybe we get a little level 3 going on. I'm hooked. I'm so hooked on this. Every time I wipe, whether it's my fault, whether it's just you know, I guess at their heart, a lot of them are my fault. I can blame situations, I can blame RNG, but it's like I'm the one who put myself in this situation. Panduy TP, I agree with you. I agree with you. I didn't even have to vote, but my vote was going to go in the correct category anyway because you know, I have a very strict set of rules and I don't want to start adding caveats and asterisks, and the next thing you know, you got a whole booklet of rules, and it's like, let's keep it simple, you know? Solo, self-found, hardcore, no matter what. You wish they had a true hardcore flagging system. That's what I always say, Chilogan. Right, right. If they I mean, why not? Now that Quarm and P99 are like literally linked at a, you know what I mean, a developmental level in a way, you know what I mean? Stitched together a little bit. Why not? Why the fuck not? Come on, just do it. They'll never do it though. But that would involve Rogan doing something with P99. Guess what? But anyway, I did full transparency. You know, I'm always fully transparent with the egg hunt story. So I looted my corpse and I killed a couple bandits because I wanted to see if the guy would crash out. Honestly, I didn't get the reaction I was hoping for. I really was not planning on like playing more Egg Hunt the Seventh. He did not crash out. That would have been great. I want like ideally I wanted to hear the words "It's not fair" come out of, you know what I mean? I wanted him to say something like that, you know, that like you were supposed to delete. I stayed up all night to make sure that I, you know, my twinked magician you already killed jumped you at low HP. It's not fair, right? I wanted that. I wanted that so bad, but I didn't get that. So you know, it is what it is. I only had like 10 minutes before I had to go to work anyway, so it was like one of those situations where I would have been, you know, the egg hunt journey probably would have been better off if I just slept in that day. But no, I got up early. I made a little bonus EQ content. My bad. I'm not going to stop doing it, you know? And if that means I get stream sniped, if that means the egg hunt journey gets cut short and I got to respawn as the next egg hunt version, it is what it is. You know what I mean? I'm literally streaming EQ hardcore on the PvP server. Literally. You know what I mean? I know what it is. I know what I'm doing. Trust me, I'm having a perfectly good time, you know? The AC is on, though, you know what I'm listening to my favorite album. Neither of these things are true. I'm trying to do the meme, but you know what I'm saying. It's like the sign you see on the window of the car with the dog in it, you know? I'm enjoying my favorite elf sim. Don't worry about me. Consenting adult over here. Let's see though. I gotta be careful because that spider will add. They're social with these, right? Spiders and scarabs are working in cahoots. They're not like real particular how many legs you got. As long as you got more than a couple, they're like, hell yeah, we're social. Right? Watch this. Before I go, just run to the guard. I want to prove this. Right? No! It's the other way around. If I have the spider, then the scarabs will add? I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure one of them adds with the other. Maybe I'm backwards. Maybe they don't. Maybe they only add with themselves. Alright, 26 HP. It ain't much. Yeah, I was hoping to get that It's Not Fair, like Tell or OOC Crash Out or something, you know what I mean? I was really hoping for that. And little did I know, meanwhile he was writing a novel in my Discord. I didn't get a notification about that. So I wouldn't have even had to wait around for the Crash Out because I would have already known it wasn't coming. I didn't know he was in the Discord. So that confirmed that I was a stream sniper and not just a regular EQ enjoyer, which makes it feel a little weird. I'm not gonna lie, but also extremely predictable and not surprising. You know what I mean? You could be two things. You could be not surprising, and weird. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Anybody else got that feel? That was a little weird. EQ enjoyer. Oh yeah, dude. Bovinity. I feel like PC gamers of a certain age can be categorized into two camps, right? WoW fans and EQ enjoyers, right? With a few exceptions, you can really kind of make two little circles there, you know. And do the circles overlap? Sure. I've met some people that really like both. Sure. But you know what I'm saying? Like it's like a Crips and Bloods situation. We enjoy it like we enjoy putting the lotion on the skin. Right. We don't want the hose again. Pacer Loco gets it. Pacer Loco gets it. The least weird thing an EQ player has done. You think so, Chilogan? You think dedicated stream sniping to try to ruin a hardcore run in a unsportsmanlike way. And by that I mean that having already been killed by that hardcore player, right? I think it's unimmersive. I think it's lame. You know what I mean? Like, did I delete? Yes, of course. You know? It is what it is. Was it a kill? Yes. I saw the yellow text myself. I can confirm. It really happened. This isn't some like, oh, you almost had me. No, they got me. They got me good. They, you know, they set the alarm. They got up early. They saw that Discord notification. They tuned in. They made sure they were at the right spot at the right time. You know, when I low HP struggling with a mob, you know, like, do I have to like it? No, hell no. And I said that in the clip too. I don't have to like it. I don't. I don't. You don't think it's even top 100 weird things though? Okay. Fair enough. I mean, it's a very high bar. You're talking EQ in the EQ history of over 2.5 decades. Yeah. Chilogan. I knew a player that used to come to people's forums and write novels. Okay? And that player, if they were to be around now, would probably be acting under a different identity. Okay? Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. All right. Yeah, the recent events in Nuremberg, that shit's terrible. You know, you did a terrible thing there. That's you know, really can't support both all those events. Like the dudes on Sullen that found out where someone worked and got them fired. Yeah, I mean, okay, fine. That's also true. You're right. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I guess it's not weird. But I'm saying in a, you know, in a vacuum, I would say it trends more towards weird. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough, Chilogan. I think there are probably things that could be done to make it weirder after the fact, right? Perhaps writing a novel about it, you know? But then again, who am I to talk? I make a clip. I make clips all the time. I do EQ PvP. But I guess the difference is I'm not like carefully watching streams of my enemies so I know where to be, when to be there. You know what I mean? I'm kind of playing classic Brad intended EQ over here, but whatever. People are going to do what they're going to do. Sky's the limit with weird. Right, exactly. We can't compare everything to the weirdest of all time, but I feel like in a vacuum, it's closer to weird than not weird. How about that? You know what I mean? Like the weirdometer. The weirdometer's getting pushed. And then you write the novel, oh, you're up there, buddy. You're up there. You know? Oh, the not hardcore untwinked magician has a torch. It's not a smoldering brand, it's a torch, okay? I know it's a smoldering brand. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. I know you're watching. Dedicated role play. right? Clinical roleplay. Discord quest is the new forum quest. I mean, true. True. I haven't heard those exact words said, but I have expressed that sentiment for sure. I've said before, Forum Quest feels real Web 1.0. You know what I mean? We've kind of moved on. We really have. Maybe one day, in a sort of nostalgic kick, we'll get back to that sort of life. Who knows? But right now, it's all about that, you know, more modern, app-driven communities, right? Discord. Shit like that, right? Come on. That's the hotness. So that's where the conversations happen. Speaking of which, if you got time to read a novel, maybe you'll enjoy this guy's posts. I don't got time for all that. I've never, probably never will. You know what I mean? Like, come on. You hit me with too many words at once, and it's over. It's over before it begun. As we used to say on the forums, TLDR. Anyways. Right. Exactly. Hey, that's fine. You know what I mean? Like, I'm willing to accept that a lot of people that watch my stream are watching it, because maybe they are bored, and I'm happy to, hopefully entertain you a little. What, I'm funny how? Like I'm a clown? Like I amuse you? I'd like to think, you know what I mean? I'd like to think I provide a little entertainment. At the very least, I provide a portal, a window, you know what I mean? A little view into Norath, right? As Stephanie EverQuest would always say, you're in our world now. You're in our, you in Egghunt's world, you know? It's our world. Hold on, let me get, what am I doing here? You're in our world now. That's what I was trying to do. Anyways. I'm not wearing a red nose. Right. Exactly. My point is, in that case, like, stream snipers are welcome too, I guess. You know what I mean? I think it's a little rude. You know, it's maybe not the way I would do it, but that's because I'm nice, Chewy. You know what I mean? I've had a personal, you know, growth, where you know, I've kind of, what's it called? I've kind of tried to make amends for some of my past actions on the server. You know what I mean? Where I'm nice, Chewy now, and not everybody needs to make amends for past actions, or not everybody is willing to accept the fact that I'm nice, Chewy. Some people think Chewy's still mean bastard man. You know, even nice Chewy. They take great personal offense to a harm touch or whatever, you know? Who knows? Maybe somebody got bounced out of Chardock too many times. I don't know people's motivations. I can only begin to make crazy guesses. So, it is what it is. It is what it is. EverQuest enjoyers enjoying EverQuest, you know? You're going to see a lot of different ways to do that. And I've always supported that. So I'm not going to start, you know, not supporting it now just because I don't like it, you know? I've said it. I don't have to like it. But it is what it is. Come on, Worker Scarab. Don't do this to me. Let's see. 2.5. Solid 2.5. I said I was going to log off and get ready. Or not log off. I was going to AFK and get ready. I'm doing nothing of the sort. I'm too immersed in the hunt. This happens every time I re-roll, right? I said it before. It's that Fippy Darkpaw fire burning within. Every time, I'm somehow even more ready to do it again. You know what I mean? Like I honestly, I don't want to hear these words used against me later on, but I'm feeling untiltable. I honestly, I think I'm really I'm about this life. I really am. Now you want to see, you want to test my tiltability? We'll reinstall League of Legends, and then we'll see how untiltable I am then. But as far as EQ goes, born for this, made for this, well adjusted for this lifestyle. I'm already about it. I've been Chilogan. I've been thinking about it honestly. Not saying any names, but I uninstalled because a certain community member was so unfun to play with that I didn't want to accidentally fall for it again. And now that's not really a problem. I can reinstall if I wanted to. Not saying no names. Just the power tripping mod that had to be you know, revoked of that power tripping power because it was getting real old. You know what I mean? I can only like give it a pass so many times. You know what I mean? And if that's a deal breaker for a long time online friendship, I guess, you know, I'm always, you know me, I'm all ears if somebody wanted to, you know, reevaluate their words, perhaps, you know. I'm not petty or anything. Honestly, I'm really not trying to let my Scorpio instincts take over on that situation because, you know, it's it doesn't feel good. Ooh, honestly, these snakes are like the freaking bread and butter right now. I've been struggling with the even and the yellow cons too much. I should just be farming these blues, baby blues. Ratwell, I mean, I've said too much already. I'm never really trying to get into stupid drama, but yeah, that's all it is. It's like this. It's like the stupidest drama, honestly. Like it's so stupid that it's like there must be something deeper going on that you know what I mean. Everybody's on their own personal struggle quest. I try to be understanding of that, but you know, if somebody's gonna try to like impose their own like personal like beefs on my Twitch chat just because they have the power to, they're not gonna have the power to. That's just it is what it is. Like as a mod, you know what I mean. Like I'm the one who clicked the add moderator option, and I did that, you know, to have help moderating. You're not helping moderate if you're just trying to like power trip. You know what I mean? Like over shit that has nothing to do with my stream. Yeah, exactly. EverQuest pixels are a serious problem. You know what I mean? Like pixel sickness is real. More pixels, more problems. You know what I mean? I have a fungi tunic. You know what I mean? So you got to keep an eye on me. I might let it go to my head. I might start acting crazy. That's one fungi tunic. You know what I mean? Somebody starts getting too many fungi tunics, they're gonna start acting absolutely. You know what I mean? Like you got to watch out. It's crazy. You reach critical fungi mass and it starts, you know, to take root in your brain. Yeah. Chilogan knows. Chilogan's seen it, I'm sure. It's not a Red99 exclusive scenario. It happens across EQ, you know, through time and space. A tale as old as time. But anyway. Anyway, it's something that I said I wasn't even going to address, and here I am weeks later bringing it up freely of my own free will. And it's because I'm in the zone yapping, you know what I mean? I should be locked in. I shouldn't be talking about anything except Spiderling HP. All right, 78%. 78%. But like I said, if this old friend was, you know, reached out one day to say that they thought about what they said and realized that they were totally taking out some shit on me and they didn't mean it, I'm all ears. That's why I'm not letting the Scorpio thoughts win. You know what I mean? My first instinct is to lash out. That's always my first it's not even an instinct. It's an automatic reaction, you know? But I've been able to... I guess because I'm honestly I'm an outsider to it. You know, I'm talking about something that happened in my community, I guess, right? I had to unmod a mod, and then that caused him to kind of like lash out or whatever. But it's like, you know what I mean? Like it was kind of just one little click. It's not that deep. Everything that happened after that was just me witnessing and being like, huh? Anyways. On a different note, you finish your Soulfire and Polos' Fury. Hey, grats, Rat Will. That's huge. That is huge. Anyways, we're just getting started over here. Oop. It turned to run. Got him. Alright, if I hit level 3, I will officially be halfway to the level I was when I started the stream, right? But we can't think of it like that. Instead, we'll think of it as we'll be 3 times what my level was when I re-rolled, right? That's gains. It's all about perspective, baby. We'll kill this snake. We'll kill that bat. You know, that might be it. That might be the ding 3 that we're... There it is. There it is. Hey, listen, if you're only watching the stream because you want to see the egg crack, you want to get egg on the floor, listen. I neglected to do this the past few dings, the past few egg hunts. So I got a backlog of /rude for stream sniping haters out there, all right? Take that. Take that. Listen, if you're for the ones way in the back, there's a close-up one for you. You know what I mean? This /rude's for you. Yeah. You're here for that big ding. Everybody who's here for that big ding that wants to see the egg succeed, listen, I got a little dance for you. I got a couple little dance for you. I got a cheer. I got a tumble. That's like a little backflip. It's a tough one. There we go. Anyway, we're just getting started over here. Except for, you know, literally the course of the action. You could say... We're winding it down. The nice thing is it's 9 a.m. I normally end the stream at 8 a.m. So if you're just joining us, if you're like, who is this guy? I'm not new here, actually. It's just it happens to be an hour where I'm not usually online. I've been doing this for a couple of years. I've been making EQ PvP content consistently for every day for 90-something days. And before that, a few years, maybe like 3.5. So, you know, if you didn't know all this, let me clue you in. Whoa, let me type that correctly. There you go. Hey, welcome to the Discord, Man of Vagrant. Good to see you. We'll get you champion status right away. Welcome in, welcome in. We're just getting started over here. Man of Vagrant, are you an EverQuest enjoyer too? Well, if so, you've stumbled into the right place for sure. I can confirm that for you. Let's see. How far into level 3 can we get? I'm really pushing the overtime here. The account was created 2 minutes ago. Hey! Perfect. I hope you're well intended. See, Chilogan is a cool level-headed mod that knows what's up. He can, you know, give an ocular pat down and keep this place safe of criminals. You know, it's never about power tripping. It's never about you know, some fungi tunic. Like, who cares about a fungi tunic? I think that's the biggest part I want to crash out about. If I'm gonna crash out about anything in that whole situation, it's 2026. It's P99. It's P99 red. And it's not your only fungi tunic. You know what I mean? Like, who cares? Like, not me. And definitely not enough to ban somebody out of my chat, whether they subscribe or not. You know what I mean? It literally has nothing to do with me. I don't care. It's not against my rules. You know what I mean? Give me fungi or I leave. Right. Like, it wasn't me. I don't have the fungi. From what I hear, there are many fungis, and you know what I mean? If the fact that you can't carry too many of a lore item means you lose a fungi in the shuffle, maybe you got too many fungis, you know? I don't agree with anybody snaking any items from anybody, especially pals. Snaking from pals. Could have been a misunderstanding. Really doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It's not something you're getting banned out of my chat for. Don't care. If it was up to me, we'd simply cut the fungi in half, right? But like a lot of things on this server, it's not always up to me. I can just loudly suggest it, uninvited. But anyway, they're a lore item. You can only carry one. You know what I mean? Like, if you literally, like, had to give somebody a fungi because you have too many fungis to carry, and you know what I mean, that person misunderstands and keeps it. That's between you two, you know? Literally has nothing to do with me. I'm not the guild leader. You know what I mean? You need 5, Chilog. Me too. You know what I mean? I need a couple too. It is what it is. Whatever. Don't care. Never have. Haven't cared about fungis in the past. I'm not starting in 2026. You know what I mean? It's just one of those items that will cause this sickness in your head, though. You know what I mean? Pixels are a crutch. I think, personally, they're really good for a low level. They're, you know what I mean? Not as good as other VP slot items in the higher level. You know what I mean? Like, they're cool. I would probably, if I had fungi tunics for every character, I would keep them in my bag. And if I was doing some AFK regenning, I would throw it on or whatever, you know, cut down the downtime a little potentially, but then I would put it back in the bag. AKA, it would be a convenience, nice, you know what I mean? It's a top-notch bag item. Exactly. Like, it's not making or breaking, you know what I mean? Like, it's really... But here's the thing. If you're not logging in for PvP, and you're not, you know what I mean? Like, you're not doing damage out in the battlefield or whatever, like, it's just some pixel on, you know, on somebody's character select or whatever. Like, it's not really affecting shit. Anyway, I've said too much. But what else is new? Honestly, I think the most over yapping I've done has nothing to do with this, though. Is running down that path. Goblin Highway. I called it Goblin Highway today. So it's not, I should know better. Egghunt the 9th should know better. I'm going to keep that in mind. Anyway, thanks for hanging out, everybody. I'm not trying to let any pixel get between friendships, long-time friendships especially, and which is why you know, I've really said nothing on this. I'm just kind of saying this just in case it gets to the right person's ears. You know what I mean? Like I really I thought our friendship was deeper than some funky tunic that I have nothing to do with. You know what I mean? Which is why I'm trying to give you some space and time to.
He has no pizza experience.
Yeah.
He's never been in the pizza category.
Exactly. You know, take all the time and space you need, and you know, I'm all ears. I'm all ears for an apology down the line. You know, because I know I didn't do anything. Oh God. Oh God. Happy zone. Bah. Big flowers hours. Anyway. I guess my point is I'm not saying anything I wouldn't say directly to my old friend's face as far as, you know, this all came up because I said I uninstalled League of Legends because a certain person was so unfun to play with. And, you know, they know how I feel about that. They, you know, we've already talked about that. So this isn't, I'm not talking shit behind anybody's back. You know, I don't do that. You know, I don't do that. I talk shit to stream snipers' faces. You know, I'll call their attempts whack. I'll call their novels too long. You know, this is all stuff that I'm not shy about mentioning. Okay. Anyways, just thought you all should know. Just thought you all should know. I'm having a great time playing Egghunt the ninth. Who should know better? You know, I've had over half, let's just say over half a dozen good Egghunt runs to learn a lot during, right? We don't talk about Egghunt the sixth. So, you know, it's been 8 good runs, give or take. We're on Egghunt the ninth here. And we're just getting started. I'm playing my favorite levels in all of EQ, which are the low levels. If I get to play them again and again, that's a blessing, you know? I invited this. 20% in. The Fippy Darkpaw fire burns so bright within me right now. Like it's honestly crazy. Like I should have gone. I should have logged off. But I can't stop now. I'm hooked. Anybody else addicted to the egg? Oh shit, I just screen dragged. Fucked my shit up. I can make bandages? Really? That's interesting. I know I can make bandages, but I didn't realize it cut the cost. I thought I'd make more money selling the silk. Start my trade skills today. It's a slippery slope, Chalogan. First I'm doing trade skills. Next thing you know, I'm I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with that. You're right. I should. Oh, the spider silk's the good shit. Okay. Good to know. I'm not helping that Chewie doesn't read allegations. I'm really not. 4 spiderling silks equals 1 bandage. Okay. Interesting. Only 1 bandage though, huh? That ain't much. I gotta go get me a scarab helm. And I guess a sewing kit if I'm gonna listen to Chalogan. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. I mean, you tend to be. You tend to be right, so maybe I should listen. Now, where do they sell a sewing kit is the quandary here. Defense 7, let's go. LFG. Fugen Mumfer. Sure. Love that guy. Keep our eyes peeled for Fugen Mumfer. Somebody's selling single charge lev, huh? Somebody's selling big caster gloves, huh? Those are actually pretty nice for 7 plat. If anybody's looking for some dusty bloodstains, it's better than, you know, the mask or whatever. A rusty halberd. I mean, honestly, authentic. That's an authentic StruggleQuest acquisition. I'm taking it. I have no qualms buying a rusty halberd off of vendor. You know, that's my reward for looking. Now, if it was something better that I couldn't obtain from a level 1 skeleton, I would, you know, reconsider my choices. I would say, now, is this authentic StruggleQuest? Would Brad smile upon my choice? I'm the one who has to sleep at night. You know what I mean? And I could sleep easy with a rusty halberd under my pillow. In fact, I suggest it. It'll help your posture. It'll improve, you know, you'll wake up with that pain in your neck gone. I'll say, wow, Chewy was right. I should have put a rusty halberd under my pillow a long time ago. What was I waiting for? You know? Let's go. About to start. It's clobbering time now. There it is. There it is. 20-point hit. LFG. You're gonna get more streamers. Try Red on Sunday. MacFX, it's a hard sell. It's a hard sell. Anybody who's heard of Red99 is gonna have reservations. You know what I mean? They're gonna say, "Are you sure about that?" But listen, if you can convince them, I think we're on the precipice of something great. Good morning to you too, Mac. I'm glad you're here. We're just getting started, except for, you know, in the literal sense. In the literal sense, I'm about 3 hours deep into a 2-hour stream. You wonder that you say the math ain't mathin', Chewy. How's that work? Well, it's a rainy day, so I got a little bit of bonus time here. I'm normally out the door by now. I'm normally long out the door by now. So you know, it is what it is. This unfortunately means my day is going to end later than normal. You know, the weather dictates the outcome for me sometimes. It really does. So that being said, how close to death was I? 1 round, 1 stun from death. Not even close. Not even scary. We're just gonna start over here. I think I'm gonna get to you know, the phase of the stream where we lead a raid and go say what's up to other EverQuest enjoyers. You know, keep this train rolling. It's the beauty of a consistent schedule, right? If somebody were to start streaming EverQuest at about, you know, 8 in the morning on every Monday / Thursday, they would have a good chance of catching the raid, right? Because I always raid. I'm like clockwork. I'm very consistent. Right now it's 9 a.m. and I'm talking about doing the raid. It's a special circumstance. But as far as starting the stream every day at 6 a.m., I'm here. I do it. I did it 3 hours ago. Ending the stream at 8 a.m., you can pretty much count on it, which would be an hour and 15 minutes ago. Yeah, that's, you know, you can keep this in mind. I'm telling you for next time. You know what I mean? I'm talking East Coast USA time. So it's 9:17 right now. Normally I end at 8. So, you know, translate that to your own time zone, if you will. But thanks for hanging out, everybody. Egghunt the 9th should know better, right? That's what they're gonna say about this dwarf, right? That's what the history books will write. That's what the tombstone will read. Egghunt the Ninth. He should know better. He should know better. And I'm going to keep that in mind. Next time I feel the urge to auto run down a path that I know to be dangerous, crawling with sow speed goblins, I'm going to keep that in mind. I'm going to say, I should know better. You know, learn from the mistakes of my ancestors, my previous hardcore attempts. Ratwell, thanks for hanging out. MacFX, thanks for hanging out. Everybody who hung out with me today, everybody who bared with me through yapping and the trials and tribulations of StruggleQuest, I really appreciate you. Who's streaming? Let's go find. Let's go find. Dude Boy Orc Boy's playing EQ Legends. I haven't said what's up to Dude Boy Orc Boy in a minute. Let's go say what's up, all right? Thanks for hanging out, everybody. EQ Legends is the new hotness, if you didn't know. This is like the the Daybreak official THJ alternative, to put it simply put. That's kind of how some people are interpreting it. Make your own judgment. Looks like he's an upper guck. I love this zone. The Scryer Ledge. See you next time, everybody. Peace.
Off if I can.